Quinn Ewers got good news after undergoing an MRI over the weekend. It revealed he suffered just a mild ankle sprain and should be good to go Saturday against Texas A&M. San Antonio Spur Harrison Barnes has been named Western Conference Player of the Week after averaging 22 points a game and over 8 boards. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing out there? Hello, San Antonio. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. Your Sports Star, San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
How you doing, buddy?
I had my volume a little high.
Good morning.
I was out of practice. Normally, I know to adjust, and I hadn't sat here in a day or two.
I couldn't even go full guttural because I'm a little stuffy. I'm worried I'm getting sick.
You're not allowed to get sick right about now. I'm telling you, go take care of that today. You got stuff coming, man.
I know.
Wait till about Friday, maybe.
Okay.
No, I can't do it on Friday. I got stuff going on, man.
Stuff happening. Just looked in the camera and I was wearing a vest. I don't want to be looking.
Oh, you're embarrassed of your vest.
My purple vest. I reached in and grabbed a vest. I knew it had gotten cold.
Is that purple? That looks like an Aggie vest.
No, it's not. This is not Aggie. This is more, I don't know.
That's pretty Aggie.
Not really. I would say it's closer to, I don't know.
Especially when you look at the other part, like the non-shiny part.
I'll tell you, though, when you do look at it against actual maroon, it's not.
Okay.
It looks a little like it would be the Chinese
look at it. Put
version.
it right there.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Chinese version of an Aggie jersey. See, it's close.
I know, but look at the non-shiny part.
You're right. It's close.
Yeah, that's
close.
maroon. The other one that's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of purpley. I'm not even proud of this. What I was going to get at was,
you wouldn't wear that to a game, would you? An Aggie game?
No, it doesn't quite match. It's a little off.
Okay.
But when I got up this morning, I opened the door to leave, and it was so windy. I thought I got to get something, so I just grabbed in the closet for a vest.
I'm the worst at predicting. Yesterday, I wore a hoodie to work because I was like, "Oh, it's going to be chilly."
Yeah.
And I got outside. I was like, "Oh my god, it's muggy. It's warm." And I got here to the studio, and the AC was messed up, so it was like. It was miserable yesterday, and of course, I just had a crummy T-shirt on underneath my hoodie, so I couldn't take it off. And then today,
here it is.
I'm like, oh, it's gonna be muggy again. I'm not gonna bring a hoodie, so I walk outside. I'm like, oh my god! But I'm also like the kind of person who, once I'm down that first flight of stairs,
I'm not going back.
I ain't going back.
I'm committed.
I'll tough it out.
So
baby.
I opened the door and it went, and I went and just opened the closet and grabbed what I thought was. A more manly vest.
I wish it would have been your wife's puffy vest.
Well, if it would have fit, I wouldn't have. But the problem was, if I could have zipped it up, especially if it has the one that has like the flipped up collar with the sheepskin.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. I'd be so fancy.
She would have noticed.
Oh,
and call you. Hey, where's my puffy vest?
Where's my fancy puffy vest with the white fur?
I'm wearing it.
I'm wearing it. It's over my belly right now.
Looks like a little. It looks like a life preserver.
That's what it would look like. Is there such thing as a
barely
tube
goes
top
down to his
puffer
ribs?
vest?
Yeah.
Can you make a little tube top puffer vest to cover my? Well, I'd say B cups by about now.
Well, welcome back, Robert.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, how was your extended weekend?
I killed Tom Brady.
I saw that.
I took down the GOAT.
You know what? I complained yesterday that. We've talked a lot about how good of we're good hunting partners because I'm not interested in so much hunting or heads or any of that stuff. I just like meat. And you like to hunt.
I know.
You like heads.
Well, okay.
And
I went with the thought was, this is great. I have a partner that'll take some of the meat.
Yeah.
But I got where I'm this is one of these corporate kind of fancy hunts. So this is one. Forgive me for how this is going to sound for the next couple of minutes. But it's a big game, kind of a managed hunt, and it's kind of a corporate thing. A bunch of people show up, and it's big game stuff. So it's mostly, you know.
Did you wear a hat that was flipped up on
I
one
could
side?
have. If I would have,
Like a,
like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
on
like
a,
Elmer Fudd.
well, kind of like I'm Buona in
Yeah.
Rhodesia.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
One of those side. No, I actually have one in my car. It's camoed, but I actually took one. But anyway, it's kind of a can kind of thing, and I shot a Texas doll sheep. They're beautiful whiteheads, and I just didn't feel comfortable shooting a whitetail, just because I can get that other places. You know,
Yeah.
this is a fancy hunt. Go shoot a fancy thing is what
Okay.
my idea was. So I wanted this. I was going to shoot a goat of some sort, either a Corsican or a red horn. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or a red horn, or something of that you won't find other places. It's not a difficult hunt. I mean, I'm shooting a herd sheep.
Yeah.
I'm not bragging on how I stalked this thing.
Did you have a butler out
But
there that brought
this
you the
story
ammo?
Might not. If you're not a hunter, I apologize.
Rob went up and petted this goat
It wasn't
and then
quite
shot
like
it in the
that.
head with a pistol.
It wasn't quite like that. It wasn't like he was tied to a tree.
He had a little.
But-
He had a brown bag full of feed, and the goat was like,
I fed him,
putting
and
his
then I
nose in it.
pulled out a knife, and well, we went medieval. If you don't. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't
He's like, hold
that.
on, let me take his collar off. Boom!
Mind the fur. He's gonna be a pillow. See, I was gonna have
Oh.
a sheet, and I didn't want to mess the fur up, so I used a baseball bat.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
No, it's not. It's one of those kind of fancy kind of hunts.
Uh-huh.
But I got a really pretty. It's double turned, big old nice.
I know, but that no one's gonna eat that.
But here, I was going to tell the story, and as I was about to start to tell it, I'm not going to tell it over the air. I'm
Interesting.
going to tell
Okay.
it to you alone. But it was phenomenal. It's just such a beautiful. We were in God's country, and talking about the weather. We had people coming from all over the country, literally from Pennsylvania on one side of the country to Vancouver, British Columbia on the other. All of them coming into South Texas to do this hunt. And they just could not get over, number one, the weather. They were like, is this your typical winter day? Because we're in heaven. I mean, they were all down here. The humidity was low. You know, it's in the high 40s at night, just enough to put on and sit by a fire. You can go hunting in your shorts. I mean, it was just, they could not get over the weather. And meanwhile, I'm over it. You know, I want to be where they're coming from. And they were just overwhelmed, just like, your Thanksgiving's going to be great. You know, they're going back to slush and snow and and they're like, you guys have it good. So I got a little bit better perspective of the weather because I've just been crying for days like this.
Well, I did find that there's a cultural difference in who will eat goat around here and who won't.
Oh, I will.
Because Jimmy and Vic both came in and they were like, "Ooh, what'd you do with that meat?"
And
Yeah.
you know,
And I'm like, "No, I don't eat."
well, so
I ain't
I'm going to
eating
tell
goat."
AJ the story of the goat, and then we'll come back from break, and you'll decide whether you.
It looks like the mascot from the Tar Heels.
Or,
Like
or yeah,
Yeah,
or
there you
the
go.
Navy.
yeah.
Maybe as we get ready to go to Army Navy, maybe this is a bad sign, but no, he's a
Well,
pretty one.
that's a good sign.
Yeah, maybe if you're an Army type.
That's right.
I got no gun in this one.
Well,
At
you
all.
should.
No,
I mean,
Air
you're on
Force
my
sucks.
team now.
You're
We're
on
on
the-
my team now.
I'm the third. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm down. I mean,
Yeah.
I can root Navy. It's no problem.
No, don't root.
I mean,
Navy.
Army. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Are you gonna be on Minix's side?
I'd have to buy some new gear.
I mean, listen, it's that. Don't just because Minix has been around here.
Oh no, I have always intentionally gone very neutral, and normally on like Radio Row, I try to wear blue, some kind of Air Force. I try to be the
okay.
guy that kind of separates that, because we're going to see one of the things, AJ, when we're there as former military types, you learn very early on. The more scrambled eggs you see on helmets, the further away you want to be from any of that stuff. You don't want to be anywhere near brass. You know, nothing good happens when you're near. Well, we're about to be in the midst of like admirals and generals.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's lots of scrambled eggs on hats and lots of stars going on shoulders and bars. And there's just a few Air Force guys, so we kind of find each other. Like,
Hey, remember when,
solidarity, brotber.
remember when we used to be good at football?
Remember?
Yeah.
No, we just talk about nerd stuff. Have you seen the latest Star Wars?
Yeah.
How's Space Force Camp going?
Well, I am disappointed that you didn't come back with a bunch of good.
Well, again, I will tell you
wild
the
game
story
meat.
in the break, and then when we come back, you can say, okay, I get it.
Okay.
Or you can say, Rob, you should have. You can decide.
Rob donated his meat to a homeless shelter for Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, it was donated, actually.
Okay. Just
But
not
you
to
can
me.
Decide as no, not
Just
to you.
not to me.
Not to you.
And I would have passed on that goat meat anyway.
You would have really?
Yeah, I won't eat that. I'm not eating that
I
goat.
don't know. They kind of looked at me funny.
You killed like the only thing
like
I
you're
won't
not
eat.
gonna keep it.
I've seen. I don't know how many things you showed me, and I was like, oh, I'd eat all of those.
So-
Except the one you killed.
Except the one he killed. Yeah, he killed the one thing I'm not eating.
I will say this: I'm not a big game hunter eater. I like it certain ways, but it has to be prepared and hidden most of the time. Nilgai. Ever had a nilgai steak?
No.
Oh. Now that will change your life. It is
Okay.
that good.
I'll just put
So if anybody
A1
ever
on it.
offers you a nilgai,
Don't put A1 on
not
it.
an ill guy. What?
If Vic said he just put A1 on it.
Vic, if I ever take you out for a steak
Yeah.
and you reach for the A1,
Oh no! If it's
I'm
going
gonna
to
stab you in the
If
hand.
it's a beef steak, it's fine. But
Okay.
any other steak, I don't know that I'm not used to eating. It's going to be drenched.
Ugh.
Stab you in the hand. You reach for an A1. Like
A1.
I won't have this sort of activity on my table. So have him removed.
Well, listen. Next year, just kill something that's going to taste good.
I will. I will. I'm kind of the. Yeah. I appreciate.
So where are you going to put that goat head?
Well, it's going to probably be about 18 months before I decide, but right next to the fallow and around the Aoudad and up
I
above.
thought your wife said no more animal
Well,
heads.
that's.
It's another fight coming.
And you can't put that in your bedroom because goats are like, that's devil stuff.
This one is kind of one of those.
I saw it. Yeah, it looks like.
I don't know. I mean, but I can't not.
I know.
Well, I have it planned right now. He has a little bit of a beard, so I was going to have him turned. But I was describing that to my wife, and she was less than that. And I still got a day or two to decide. I might just go European on it. So if you go European, it saves space. It comes back on. But then you
Okay.
just got a big skull, which is even creepier.
That
Those
is
horns.
creepier. I don't know, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I mean, anyway.
All right. Well, I got
He's a worthy mount. He fought hard.
Okay. Well, all right. We've got plenty to discuss. We got to catch up on what else happened this weekend in football. I got to get Rob's thoughts on the Cowboys. Got to get Rob's thought on the Fighting Aggies. We got some hoops to talk. We had a Ravens Chargers game last night to wrap up the week in the NFL. Lots to get into. Spurs coming up as well. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feeling this morning? I hope you woke up fully actuated, buttoned up, and ready to go. If that's you, carry on about your day. But if you went up last night and you got up all night long, probably woke up and got a little midnight snack. About 3 a.m., got up and heard your bones creaking and had to go to the bathroom, got up, never really got a full couple hours of sleep, never hit that REM zone, woke up with brain fog. Now you're chasing your caffeine, right? You're looking for your cup of coffee, probably a little bit of sugar just so you can get to lunch. And then after lunch, after something probably really unhealthy, but it gave you just enough fat and a little bit of protein to carry on throughout your day, and you just start feeling worse and worse. You start adding those days together, and before you know it, you're 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. You don't know how you got there. And then you don't know how to get out of it. If you're that person, if you're stuck in that kind of rut, I want you to meet Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Because he's met lots of folks just like you and changed their lives for the better. You know why? Because it's not just about this miracle quick fix. It's not just about fasting and maybe in 30 days you'll fit into a dress, but in 35 it won't fit anymore. It's not that. It's about changing your life. The medical basis in losing weight has never changed. It's the attitude about how you do it has. And he has mastered both. If it's time for you to lose weight, if a doctor's telling you, or you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, I want you to call Dr. Torres today. It's at the Institute for Functional Health. The number you need is 210-468-1891. The website is IFF Health. Go there and answer a couple of questions, but call the doc and talk to him. It'll be the best call you ever made. He'll change your life. I'll promise you, it's not the easiest thing you'll ever have done. It'll be the best. Call him today, change your life, and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side is still working that accident. I-35, the northbound at Thousand Oaks, only one lane squeezing by, and traffic is stacked up past Loop 410. Over a 30-minute delay, so plan accordingly. And then on the east side, have some delays due to road construction. This is I-10 westbound as you approach 1518. Definitely allow yourself some extra time through there. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ReadyWhip.
This is the sound of holiday happiness. Yeah, ReadyWhip. Fun to use, fun to eat. You're not ready for the holidays? Without ReadyWhip.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for Watch and Tab. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh! Rob's back.
All right, so you know the story.
I know the story.
Would you have taken the meat?
No.
I didn't think so.
But I wouldn't have taken the meat anyway.
Really?
No.
Why?
I don't eat goat.
You don't eat cabrito at all?
No.
Why? Is it because you've had a bad experience or you haven't had it?
No, I have had it. I'm just.
How did you have it? In gravy or grilled?
I've had most of my goat / sheep.
Well, it tastes different than sheep.
I know. When I lived in New Mexico,
okay,
via the natives, and
You'd
they
think they'd know how to do it.
You'd think,
Yeah.
It's just
If you
never,
didn't like it, then you don't
never
like
enjoyed it.
Okay, well, if you've tried it and you didn't like it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I just don't eat goat.
No, what am I?
Try
like,
it.
I'll eat a
Especially
raccoon if it tastes
the
good.
Monterey style of goat where it's over charcoal, slow smoked. Oh,
okay.
It takes a good smoke. It really does. It's one of the better meals.
Yeah.
But this wasn't that. This wasn't that kind of goat. I hear tell it's okay, but
This is
maybe
this
next
is a
time.
trophy hunt.
This was a trophy hunt.
Okay. And now Kelly's gonna have a goat on her wall.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm still waiting on last year's. I'm still behind one animal.
What?
Yeah, it's an 18-month follow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
That's why I dove hunt.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, they're easy to
There's the
mount.
Immediate.
Yeah.
This one,
I like to Euro mount the dove heads.
Yeah.
Where it's just the skull.
I just make a scene.
the little feet sticking out.
Yeah.
You can make it a keychain.
Yeah. Oh.
So what did you do with the goat's collar?
The goat's collar I kept with its.
It's that you returned its tags to its owner.
Tags to the mom.
And I went and told him, hey, somebody ran over your goat with
I'm
a
sorry,
car.
but Fluffy is gone to play with. Fluffy's crossed the
Billy
Rainbow
is
Bridge.
gone.
But in 18 months, if you want to come by and see Fluffy.
Yeah. I took him to the vet. I don't know what happened after that.
He still has that same glimmer in his eye, but those will be marbles.
Oh, man. Well, Rob, I was thinking of you on Saturday
Thank
as you were out doing your hunting and living your best life. I figured, you know what? He's probably now in a cabin somewhere.
Yes, amongst
friends.
Well, amongst others.
Others.
It sucks. It really does. And I'm not to the point where it's all over. Because it's not. There's still an opportunity. There is a chance. But what beat them at the end of the day will be what their problem is. And there's no getting over what the problem is. So I don't have a very bright I don't think that the imminent future is good. I think long term, I'm exactly where I want to be as an Aggie. If you'd have told me after what happened last year, and we hire a coach that is really there's not a lot of flair, there's just a lot of want to.
Mm-hmm.
That those kind of things take a while to gather momentum.
He's a meat and taters coach.
Exactly. And he'd have told me that this meat and taters dude would have showed up a year after this just devastation. The kind of mistake that should normally take years to overcome. The exodus of talent and all these things. You told me they're 8-3. I would have been overjoyed if you'd told me, guess what, Rob? This is what they're going to be. So I'm not going to be upset, but I'm upset because very rarely do you get to be in an opportunity like this. This is the SEC. Good, bad, indifferent, up, down year, whatever you want to quantify it. It is a war. And to be in a situation to actually have a chance to play for a title and not be able to execute it in a fourth overtime game where you were down 21-0. I mean, you shot yourself in the foot and you made it heroic, but at the end of the day, you weren't ready. You just weren't there yet, and I have to accept the fact that this team is still a year or two, probably 3 away from really being where you wanted to be. They're ahead of schedule. They fought hard with a second-string quarterback and a third-string running back. But I'm a realist now.
This was I'm using quote fingers here. This was the Aggie loss.
Oh, yeah, the stub your toe to the worst team in the
losing at South Carolina is not a bad loss. And now getting your ass whooped by South Carolina is not a good look. But that's quite frankly, outside of the Notre Dame game, like once you look at the full schedule, you say, oh, that's the best team they've played in the SEC so far on the road. They got whooped. Okay.
It was. And you go, okay, I get it. You were reading your clippings. You had the rat poison. Come back and fight. And then to get back on the road against a team that was just as one-dimensional as you are and to allow yet another quarterback and offense do that again, it just highlighted the fact that all the things that the two schools you would have to play to even go where you want to go do everything better at that position than you on the defense. So they're better where we're bad on both sides of the ball.
And
so it's
Auburn
just going to be
sucks.
They suck, and that's the second week in a row. You look at the team and you go, the defense we thought was going to be the signature part of this team. We thought the defense was going to be good enough to hold you in the game, and the offense would, run the ball, maintain control, and you'd win by 10 points. Down 21-0 out of the gate. I mean, you shoot yourself in the foot, which just shows there's more work to be done. It's just a work in progress. So I'm not going to be furious once the season is over. But my God, when you have the chance, when you can see the ring, you got to get it because you never know, man. And the football gods are giving you every opportunity, Aggies.
Well,
you
the
watch
schedule-
Alabama go down. You watch Ole Miss go down. The schedule is favorable. All you got to do is clean your own room. That's all you got to do. You don't got to worry about the rest of the house. Just clean your room. And you can't even keep it clean, man.
You caught your schedule this year, caught Florida in a down year when you're at Florida, caught Arkansas down, caught Mizzou down, caught LSU down. And so everything kind of broke their way.
I would say I think we furthered and made more obvious what was already there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, in hindsight, they're a very good football team with a lot of want to, but under-skilled at the right places due to injury or just depth issues because of what went on over the previous 4 years. So when this season is done, I think a lot of us are going to gather together very quietly and go, we're happy. Not that, everything in the world doesn't matter at 6:30 on Saturday night, but in hindsight, they're ahead of schedule, but man, oh man, you couldn't lose in a more Aggie way. Just if you, it just fulfills exactly.
I was so excited. I mean, I'm still excited for Saturday, but I mean, it was like,
well,
it wasn't going to get better than that.
Well, I can tell you what was hope has turned to anger.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be an extraordinary night. It's going to be one of those that the ticket prices reflect, I think, one of those nights, even no matter the score. If you're there, which the numbers will, triple over the years, it'll be a night that you will never forget. Whether it's a blowout either way, whether it's close, it's going to be one of those environments that, what's the get-in price now is over $1,100. Is that what I read yesterday? I mean, that's the entry level. It's the most expensive regular season football game in history, more than any pro or college game before.
I think it's gone down a little. I'm looking at Vivid Seats right now, and I'm seeing North Upper Bench, 528, 549, some 566.
That's, to give you an idea, that's third deck, probably last two rows for $500.
Yeah. And
that place seats 105. They'll probably squeeze in 108.
And when you say third upper deck, that's in the end zone, like the highest
it's called,
in the end zone.
in the
so
zone.
it's you only have a straight on view of like through the goalposts. Yeah. And those tickets are $530.
Because I don't see it decreasing too much because it's a launching pad for Texas. So if I'm a Texas fan, shoot, I want to be there as bad or worse than I did before the loss.
Yeah.
Because it feels even more likely to win.
If you're looking at, if you want to sit, let's say, I don't know, lower level anywhere, the cheapest lower level tickets, $1,200.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going to be absolutely spectacular. The surroundings, it's going to shake the planet for about 3 hours. I hope it's as good as it's going to be, as good as we hope. I'm not going into it, and I'm speaking as a football fan. I hope it's that. I do.
Well, yeah, I do too. And
it should be.
The fact that it's still for an SEC, like a spot in the SEC title game, makes it cool. It would have been nice had it been maybe set up where they were going to play twice. Like if Texas won, then there would have been a chance for A&M to still get in. So that would have been interesting to me. But the A&M loss weakens it a little bit, but it's still going to be.
I want to ask, as a semi-interested, but you do have who should feel worse today? Aggie, Bama, or Rebel? Who of the three schools who stubbed their toe over the weekend, which school should wake up going, oh, my God, who should feel worse? Because I don't think A&M should feel as bad as Bama should.
Alabama should feel the worst.
I mean,
they lost to Oklahoma. Well,
they're as bad as Auburn.
Yeah, they are. But you know what?
But
they got their ass
kicked.
kicked.
Yeah, and they were playing for more. They truly were with their backs against.
They got stomped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ole Miss the same way, and Ole Miss they should feel bad because their coach was bitching about when we get in the SEC championship. Dude, you can't even beat Florida.
They were exposed. I mean, everybody looked at Ole Miss and go, oh, well, there he is. That's Jackson Dart, and that's Lane Kiffin, and we've seen it twice this year. Totally exposed. So I didn't feel so bad for them. Bama fan, because not only did it knock them basically out, although I still think they got a prayer, they have to really look in the mirror and go, Kalen DeBoers was the best we could have gotten, but is he good enough?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be different. You don't have Nick Saban anymore. It's going to feel different for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We got plenty more college football to talk. We'll talk Rob's take on the Cowboy game on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side is still working that accident. I-35 northbound at Thousand Oaks. Only one lane squeezing by, and traffic is stacked up past Loop 410. Over a 30-minute delay, so plan accordingly. And then on the east side, we have some delays due to road construction. This is I-10 westbound as you approach 1518. Definitely allow yourself some extra time through there. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Ready Whip.
Topping off a dessert or swirling it onto hot cocoa, Ready Whip is here to whip up some holiday cheer. Ready Whip is made with real cream, so pick up a can or two. Ready Whip.
Transform your water with Kinetico. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Don't wait. Offer ends soon.
Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Milo's Rewards members beat the rush at Lowe's. Join Milo's Rewards for free and get exclusive access to Black Friday doorbusters on Thanksgiving Day, online only. It's the perfect chance to score big deals on the things you need, like the Amana top-load washer. Was $629, now just $298. Shop before these savings are gone, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/28, only on Lowe's.com. Member-only doorbusters and midnight Eastern. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change while supplies last.
When you're injured in an accident, you shouldn't have to face it alone. At Thomas J. Henry, your fight is our fight. You will have a dedicated legal team fighting for your best interest every step of the way. We've given over $1 billion to our clients in just the past 4 years and have earned more than 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. Trust the firm that fights for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Hey there, Cowboy fans! San Antonio Sports Star has something special just for you. Imagine this, you and a loved one, and the excitement of a Dallas Cowboys home game under the bright lights at AT&T Stadium. Well, thanks to AARP and San Antonio Sports Star, we're giving you the chance to make that dream come true. It's easy. Just visit sasportsstar.com to enter for your shot at winning 2 tickets to see the Cowboys live. Whether it's your first game or your 100th, nothing compares to being there, surrounded by fellow fans, soaking up that incredible energy. And hey, this isn't just about football. It's about creating memories with someone close to you. AARP knows how important that is, and that's why they're proud to sponsor this special giveaway. So don't wait. Head over to sasportsstar.com. Enter and picture yourself in those seats, sharing an unforgettable day. We can't wait to send you to the game. Visit sasportsstar.com to enter. sasportsstar.com.
At the Home Depot, the holidays have arrived.
And so is all my family. So I'm working on keeping up with the laundry.
The Home Depot is here to help with Black Friday savings up to 40% off select appliances. Spend less time doing laundry with smart, efficient appliances from Samsung, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction.
Perfect. Less laundry time means more family time.
Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances at the Home Depot. Visit jdpower.com/awards for more details. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. After a 13-year hiatus, the Aggies take on the Texas Longhorns. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. This puts me in the mood.
This is Dio, right? This is Dio, right? Am I wrong?
No, that's Ronnie James Dio.
It's Dio. Is this the Diver Down? Not Diver Down. What,
Rainbow in the Dark.
But is this on the Holy Diver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crank it up, baby.
Right now, Jason Minix would be very proud of me for knowing that. I bought this record. I bought this album.
Minix likes this kind of music?
Oh, are you kidding? Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
He's a metalhead.
I can't imagine listening to this and being like, my favorite band's Blink-182.
I don't think that's his favorite. His favorite band's Metallica.
Okay.
He's metal. I mean, you're thinking of Pledge. Pledger's of a different generation, and he's 182.
But they travel to go see Green Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I won't.
That's weird.
I like Green Day. I'd travel. If I had but they, what I appreciate about the live music types that will travel is you treat the concerts like it's a game. They treat I would easily fly to another city to see a sporting event if my wife was down and we loved it together.
Sports match game.
But they treat concerts like that.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess so. It's an experience. I just don't know that. I don't know.
What's wrong with Blink-182?
There's nothing
That's
wrong
your
with Blink-182.
generation. You thought that would have been.
It is
You'd have
my
been all in.
generation, but also like
No,
there's nothing wrong with it.
it's just not your flavor.
I'm just
I'm
that's
not
what
gonna
I'm
give
saying.
them any
Like,
of my money ever.
if you told me, oh, Blink-182 is playing at the Techport Center, yeah, I'll go watch them.
But like,
fun.
How far would you go? Would you go to the Moody? Did you go to Austin? How about Waco? Would you
If I-
drive
if I-
to Waco?
If I had tickets,
If you had to buy them, like not
No,
freebie,
I-
not radio freebie stuff, like you were going to buy them, how far would you go?
wouldn't-
Techport?
I wouldn't buy tickets to go see them.
Oh well, maybe that's the best way to.
I've seen them before, and like,
well, so at some point you did buy tickets.
I did, yeah.
Okay,
when I
well-
was like 20, you know.
Well, that's what we're all chasing. I mean, I want to be 20 standing at a U2 show. That's what I want to be.
Yeah, I don't need. I've done my Blink-182 show when I was a kid,
That's
because
good
it's,
enough.
for the most part it's kid music, which
Well, yeah.
you know that's fine.
Well, U2 got me very involved with the troubles. I really cared about what was going on in Ireland.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden Rob's like Rob's an activist.
Bloody British.
Yeah. Rob like well, he should. He should. It's children's music. Not paying for those tickets. Are you crazy? Might as well go see Barney on Ice.
Wow. I think you're down to the Barney on Ice version is the boy band.
It's
that's
similar.
true.
It's the same stuff. It's kid music.
Well, Blink-182 ain't kid music.
Yes, it is.
They were doing drugs and stuff, AJ. They were talking about suicide and stuff.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not. That's
they're
adult
emo.
themes.
They're emo kids, is what they
Well,
are.
Yeah.
Just because they're wearing black lipstick and
Yeah.
big juggalo jeans doesn't mean they don't have a point. What's that orange drink that the juggalos would throw around?
Fago.
But those are good people.
There's good and bad people on both sides. On both sides, there's good.
Fago.
There's good juggalos. There's bad juggalos. Actually, we did a rock the mic. You guys have done that here. We had the same.
Same inventor.
I had no, he's not the inventor. He just stole an idea and brought it here.
Well, I mean, I should say that. All the best ideas have already been run. We just rename them. But yeah, the same guy.
He came from our station in Houston and did the idea here. Yeah, but when we did that rock the mic in Houston, I found this guy who didn't win, and I couldn't justify like making him the winner, but he was easily the most interesting and entertaining guy. Mm-hmm. He's like he's autistic. He looks like a juggalo. Like he's a big fat guy with a gap tooth and big bright red hair. And I started calling his name's Trey, and I started calling him Juggalo Trey. And he's like, I'm not a juggalo, but then he like adapted into it. And now like that became his character. And now he works at a sports radio station in Austin. He does stand-up comedy. He's been on the Kill Tony podcast like 3 times. He's like getting famous.
Is he still a juggalo?
He still goes by Juggalo Trey.
I will say that I've never met a juggalo that wasn't proud to be a juggalo.
Juggalos that's a weird.
It's a weird group. Well, they're not. Actually, when you get to know them, act like they're some kind of different breed. You know,
Yeah.
when you get to know them,
I like to ask them like,
they're pretty cool.
Hey, what's the
pretty inclusive?
What's the going rate right now for like a severed nipple? Oh, okay, 200. All right, let me get 2.
Does that go with the Fago?
I don't know. I
Is
don't
that
know.
real? When I saw that, I thought that was some kind of made up.
Dude,
stuff.
no, it's a real. Like I've
Is
been
that like Big Red?
I've been no. Fago's like
It's an orange soda, but is it like a local?
It's local, but it comes in a million flavors. It's like
it's like Shasta or Fanta.
Yeah,
but Fago.
But you can get. They've got cola flavored. It's like you know how HEB has all these brand name sodas. That's what they've got
All
too.
I'm saying is you got to be real careful how you pronounce that thing.
I
You
have
gotta be real careful.
I've been to an Insane Clown Posse show with a guy that I was in the Army with, and when we left there, I was like, dude, you're out of your mind if you think I'm ever going to this again. No way on earth will I ever do this again.
They're still around, right? They're still.
I'm sure.
The ICP still traveling
I'm
on
sure.
the senior circuit.
If you're not in the culture, it's uncomfortable. Let's just put it that way.
Is.
It's an uncomfortable. Like it's not one of these things you can just show up to and not be of the people.
I act like I've been. I have no concept. I just know that I've seen the dudes that go. I'm like, you guys are a little standoffish, but when you get to know them,
like think about I'm not a big country.
feed 'em?
I'm not a big country music guy, but if I go to a country music concert, I don't feel like I'm sticking out like a sore thumb necessarily.
You look like a narc.
Yeah, When I'm at a Juggalo show, I look like I'm a cop.
Well,
Like,
you need to paint up, man.
I
You need
don't
to paint
do that.
up, man.
I'm not doing that.
You gotta win in Rome, bro.
I don't have any facial piercings.
You need to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But how did you go to a Kiss show?
I didn't.
Well, see? You got to paint up, man.
No, I don't do those things.
If you're not wearing the paint, you're not really a fan, are you?
I don't do that. All right. We'll be back. Wrap up hour number 1 of the Huddle on 94.1.
But make sure you get the stuff washes off. This is really embarrassing the next day.
Don't get Bear from Home Depot.
Don't do that.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
There's a buzzard that got buzzed right out in front of the radio station. I had to slow down enough to let a truck go by.
You got to straddle it, man. He's straddling.
No bleep. My car is too low to the ground.
It would have been fine.
All right, Joe, during a commercial, is going to go straddle a buzzard.
That sounds nasty.
You're going to go down to Austin Highway and straddle a buzzard.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
If you're tired of drinking the same old beer, good news for you, friends. Karbach Brewing has you covered. They've got something for everybody in their lineup. No matter what you like, they can improve on what you've been drinking. Whether it's a Hopadillo, a Love Street, or a Crawford Bock, they've got something for everybody. And Karbach has one of the leading IPAs in San Antonio, Hopadillo IPA, an iconic Texas IPA packed with the bitterness of hops from around the world that the hop monster craves. And one of Karbach's leading brands, the top seller in San Antonio, in fact, is the Love Street Blonde. It's a state of mind, a San Antonio state of mind. It's a Kolsch-style blonde, hopped delicately with floral German hops. This beer has the clean malt profile that you're looking for. And if you're used to drinking cerveza, they've got that as well. The Karbach Cerveza Especial is right for you. Like I said, something for everybody. And when you're in Houston, make sure you go check out the brewery, check out all the beers they have on tap. But while you're here in San Antonio, you want to try something new, why don't you try out a Karbach?
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for Watch and Tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has over 19 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Aimed at you. We're the Cowboys from hell. Let's see what the Brigade Bar says.
What do they say?
Let's see. The root beer Faygo apparently is pretty decent according to Keep It Sportsy.
So what part of the world would I have
Michigan.
to be? It's a Michigan, okay.
Yeah. And then
so that would be a pop. Do they call it pop?
Sody
Michigan?
pop.
Sody
Yeah.
pop?
Yeah, my old roommates were from Michigan. When I lived with a married couple, they were Michiganders.
Ganders?
And
they from the UPI?
They weren't from that. They were from the Mitten.
Oh, okay.
But they do this, like they.
Yeah, where are you from? Well, if you're right by the middle finger.
I'm like, no, I don't.
Get over. What? Michigan's got a weird thing. Anyway.
And then he says, last gathering of the Juggalos was August 14th through 17th, Music and Wrestling Fest. I can't believe I missed it. Now I got to wait all year for the next one.
Sounds like my anniversary.
Man. And then Border Jumper says, AJ equal Army Supply Clerk.
What?
All right.
Well,
I don't know where that came from.
I don't either, but
hey, whatever.
When I think Army Supply Clerk, I always think about those guys as in the movies. They're always stealing half the crap that's in there. You have to like bribe them to get a gun, like it's going to cost you a case of beer.
It's not even a gun. It's like to get notepads and crap. That's what they got.
Those guys are the ones to know. I'd like to have been the Army Supply Clerk.
There are times when I certainly wish I would have been an Army Supply Clerk. It would have made life a lot easier.
It's almost as nice as being in the Air Force. Almost. Although I hear their AC doesn't work all the time.
Army Supply Clerks got to ride around in trucks full of supplies. That would have been nice. But that's all right. I don't have to justify my service to anyone.
To no one.
That's right. That's right. I
grunt.
Yeah, I could have killed Osama bin Laden. I just didn't.
I just didn't have the time. I was busy that day.
Yeah.
I'd asked off. I had to go.
Yeah, I was on
a haircut. I didn't know.
It was downtime.
It was 2 weeks ahead of time. They didn't tell me what I was missing.
Rushed it. The Dallas Cowboys, Rob. Yeah, I'm guessing on Sunday you got to see that. Like,
yeah, I watched that whole.
I want to know your thoughts. Like, I want to know, and we don't have a lot of time, but I do want to know when you see them win game. And obviously, this was a crazy game, no matter how you slice it. I mean, it was a wild finish, but I thought the Cowboys outplayed Washington for the most part. They deserved the right team
defense
won.
Did
the right team won?
I'll give the defense outplayed. They were the best part of that whole game was the Cowboy defense.
But what I want to talk to you about in the next segment is what are your emotions now as a Cowboy fan when they win games like this? Like, is this
was it worth the effort?
Because I saw people like, oh, we back, baby. It's like
no. There is no purpose other than what the hell just happened? I mean, that was such don't mistake a close game for a good game.
You're now out of the top 10 in the draft order.
Yeah, just because there's a W at the end doesn't mean that was a good game. It was a win, wasn't a good game.
All right, we'll be back. We'll discuss that more. Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 58th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the New York Giants to Jerry World.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by Ready Whip.
Topping off a dessert or swirling it onto hot cocoa, Ready Whip is here to whip up some holiday cheer. Ready Whip is made with real cream, so pick up a can or 2. Ready Whip.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
And Doug. Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff. To recap, number 1, customize and save. Number 2, time allowing, save me. Shoulders separating!
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
It's been a long time.
The official Eras Tour book coming to Target on November 29th, featuring over 500 photographs from the tour, including never-before-seen performance and behind-the-scenes images. And for the first time, the Tortured Poets Department, The Anthology, with 35 tracks on CD and vinyl.
Only at Target.
Attention, Dallas Cowboys fans. Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season just for catching game day with them. And with 4 San Antonio locations, get to Twin Peaks for every boys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Morning on the far east side, accident reported I-10 westbound as you approach FM 2538. Traffic is stacked up from Santa Clara. About a 30-minute delay, so plan accordingly. And then on the northeast side, I-35 northbound as you approach Roy Richards. Good news, that accident has been cleared and traffic is unwinding from Loop 1604. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Texas Longhorns quarterback Quinn Ewers got good news after undergoing an MRI over the weekend. It revealed he suffered just a mild ankle sprain and should be good to go Saturday against Texas A&M. San Antonio Spur Harrison Barnes has been named Western Conference Player of the Week after averaging 22 points a game and over 8 boards. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Via 313, Keep It Sports says Via 313 is a Detroit-style pizza place in Austin and Houston. They have Fago. They have Via 313 here.
Yeah, just opened.
There's two of them. There's one in the medical center, and then another one just opened.
Is it? Where did I see it?
I think it's in the.
Is it in the rim?
Yeah.
I did just so. Now, for those of you who don't know,
Detroit-style pizza.
So basically, everything's kind of reversed, right? The sauce goes over the top.
Sauce is on top, and it's got. It's kind of, but it's not like deep dish Chicago, so it's not like a lasagna, but it's got this nice crisp butter crust, and it's always square. Oh, it's
like
good pizza.
Lunch Lady Pizza?
No,
that was always square. Hey, don't knock the Lunch Lady Pizza.
I always think about that floppy crust that's like kind of.
Oh no, you wanted the edge. You had to hold out for the edge. Like, hey,
the middle's always undercooked.
That little gooey bit, but you get the edge. Yeah, but no, I've had it. It's certainly worth having again. Not my favorite. I won't say it's the best, but I liked it.
I like Detroit style pizza, and that Via 313 does it well, and they do have Fago. So
one more reason.
Now,
can I spray it on people?
Yeah, you
can.
They
allow me to do that?
They'll kick you out, but you can do it.
Well, I'm going to wear my paint, so they won't know.
They might call the cops, but you can do it.
I'll have my paint on and my chain and my big boots.
You can do anything really if you're willing to face the consequences.
In a paint and big boots.
Yeah,
and my big juggalo jeans.
And you'll have to have a facial piercing.
Of course. Well, I've already got that.
What are you going to go with?
I've got the. You can't see it because it's the.
Oh, your bull ring.
It's the bull ring.
Okay, the Zeke Elliott.
Yeah. Well, it hangs down over my entire face.
It's in your. It
just hangs over my lips.
Your goatee is actually a piercing.
Hangs all the way down. I have to eat through it.
This looks like a goatee.
It's part of my diet program. If it doesn't fit through the bull ring, you can't eat it.
That's actually.
It's worked out quite well.
That'll be good for you in prison.
Well, I didn't say all the uses. I just said some of the more appropriate ones.
All right. So I was asking you before the break, Rob, when you know a season's over for your team, and this isn't college, when you've got a bad, like Auburn, they were rightfully happy that they won that game against A&M, even though their season is over. If they beat Alabama, I guess they can still go to a bowl game, but then you're going to like the I don't know, you're going to the Chicken Bowl or whatever it is, and that sucks.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, once your season's over, you kind of you don't really want to,
Yeah, I know where you're going, and I get it. I'm all about a tank, man. I'm all about throwing in the towel long before the fight is over, just to get the thing. Look at who's running around in silver and black. I get it, but if you're not doing that, and they're not, even if they decided to lose every game, it's not because there's a guy they want to get.
Right.
They're just trying to get a spot, and I don't like just tanking for the spot and hoping something falls to you. You need to have we do this, we're aiming for that.
Well, you can't do that because they're not looking for a quarterback.
So on the other, right, they're not looking for a quarterback. Why do you need to be that high? So then you look on the other side of that. This is a professional thing, and you play to win the game. And these guys are playing for tape. I mean, everybody wants to get paid next year one way or the other. And I was talking about this with other guys, but you know who else is playing for tape? McCarthy.
Yeah.
McCarthy's playing for tape. Whether he's with the Cowboys or not. And what it did show, at the very damn leastest, the minimalist, littlest thing, was at least Micah and the crew bowed their back, stood tall, and won a freaking football game. Now, it was weird and it was happenstance. So what my takeaway was, you're god-awful, but at least in a god-awful circumstance, you were the ruler of the wasteland. And you know what? That might be enough to carry through. And then they get the Giants, and before you know it, and I'm going to admit this openly for the very first time, I'm rooting for McCarthy. I want him to be around again. I think he's worthy. I do. I'm not going to pin this on him. I'm not.
You shouldn't, but he's not going to be around.
So, but if he manages to squeak together 4 or 5 wins, I think he'll be coaching in the league next year, whereas right now ain't nobody going to touch him. So I'm rooting for him there, and if he does do a good enough job to come back, or will be the only one who will come back knowing what the future holds, and don't discount that. What other coach is going to walk into this? Yeah. So if he can scramble together and get guys to believe in him, I think he'll be the only one standing if he does stay. But at the very least, I like the idea of rooting for the underdog. So I don't expect much, but I do get where they are, and I'm not going to beg for the tank. Go win the football games. This is a pro thing, and you never know.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be the Cowboy fan that says, you're saying we got a chance because Tommy Cutlets is coming and suddenly we've stacked 2 wins together, and you never know after that. Anybody who watched the Cowboys probably watched Philly dismantle the Rams. They're playing on a different level no matter what the Cowboys do, as is most of the rest of the NFL.
Yeah. And as I will say, I said last week the Cowboys would not be favored again.
What I'm curious is
I was wrong because
in your power rankings, which play into a lot of different things, where do you have that Cowboy defense? Because that was a gem. I don't care. I know that the scouting report, excuse me, on the Commanders' offenses here, and I know that that it's a rookie quarterback and they're just they're fizzling out, but that defense was pretty stellar.
So for my power rating, I have.
Did they come up any
power ratings? I use I use other things. So I use I use PFF. Mm-hmm. I use.
So did in your mind what you saw? Did that help your the forensic view where there's no thought, there's no adoration, no love of the team? What do the numbers tell you? Did they go up at all? Because I thought, while they're kind of limited on that offense. What they did it pretty damn well. The Commanders, even though they're running third string running back, could not run the ball.
They could not run. I mean, first of all, their second string running back isn't even there to run the ball.
I know.
Like his job isn't to run the ball. They just decided once Robinson got hurt, they said we're not going to run the ball.
Well, maybe that was part of it. But the defense played a hell of a football game. They really did. It was a stellar game. And if that's still there,
but also how much of that is the cliff?
That's what I'm afraid of.
Where. I mean, this is what Washington is now. Mm-hmm. Washington is just melting.
The cliff. Are you the first one to say that? Or
I don't think I am. But that's what I've been calling it for a while. The cliff when he hits that wall about week 8 or 9, where it's like.
So when he's the head coach here next year, you need to trademark that.
Okay, I'll work on that. I'll get the copyright in. But yeah, I think that's what it could very well be. And guess what? We won't know anymore next week because now you're playing against you're talking about
See, they have, by evidence, they're tanking. I mean, it is no question. And I thought pregame, who didn't get on the plane? I mean, the Cowboys didn't take half their. I mean, no Cooks ever. We're never going to see him again. No Martin didn't go up. No Diggs, right? That's the Cowboys. So I thought pregame, the Cowboys are in the Giants book. They saw them cut Jones, so let's keep up with the Joneses and tank as well. So they're not going to take our guys and guarantee a loss.
Well, I think the Jones thing was kind of a favor to him because they weren't going to play him
Oh,
anymore.
I agree. But all in all, you just feel like it. No matter what, even if it's a favor or it was with great disdain they cut him, they've limited their possibilities and their options. They are tanking, whether they liked him or not.
And that's the thing. Like when they cut the reason why they said we're not playing Daniel Jones anymore is because if he gets hurt, his contract's guaranteed for next year. They don't want Daniel Jones back next year, so they said it's better to just not have him. The problem is that leaves them with this, which is, quite frankly, I mean.
You were saying in the break, it's funny to watch a Cowboy Giant promo that's going to run all week, and the stars that they show us are Malik Neighbors and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, they never mention it. I mean, you can't. What can you do? You can't mention the quarterbacks. No one knows who these guys are.
It's a matchup of whatever their left tackles are. We can name them, too.
By the way, I've got a question, and this is why I do think you're right about the Giants tanking. And generally, I don't think NFL teams purposely try to lose. But, and I talked about this yesterday when you were gone, it's like John Mara probably doesn't want to lose.
No.
He's embarrassed already seeing what Saquon's doing. Joe Shane doesn't want to lose. Well, I mean, he might be the closest.
The
to
only
wanting to
ones
lose.
that are comfortable
Dayball
with
certainly
losing
doesn't want to lose.
are the ones with an airtight contract. At that point, if you're telling me to lose, but I am guaranteed X dollars no matter what, yeah, I'm down with it. But if you're not, yeah, go out to win, man. Tape doesn't lie.
Brian Dayball's like, dude, I want to win games. When I said, okay, the Giants don't care, is I didn't realize this at the time. I just assumed that Tommy DeVito was the backup.
He's not?
Well, yeah, but also on that team is Drew Lock. And by the way, Drew Lock stinks.
But he's better than
Drew
Tommy.
Lock is way better than Tommy DeVito.
No, I didn't realize that. Well, that's yeah.
So on Sunday, I'm like, wait, is that Drew Lock? What's he doing backing up Tommy DeVito? This is crazy.
Well,
they don't want to win.
Well,
they
maybe
don't
we're
want to
get some cutlet action come Thursday. Maybe they're hiding him back. Maybe he's been held back. He and Neighbors have been working
This is going to be
behind the deli.
What an ugly, gross, pathetic game it's going to be on Thursday. I mean, I'll still watch, obviously.
No, what I'll say is, again, if you're gonna live in the wasteland, at least rule that. And sometimes if you thrive in chaos, that's just enough. And I don't think the Cowboys have ever been very good at the thriving in chaos. And maybe it's a little bit of a lesson to learn in this when you're absolutely that bad, because they had no business doing what they did this weekend. And the Commanders allowed them to do a lot of it, but some of it was just they decided they wanted to win the football game. I mean, they were, despite inadequacies and mistakes and all that, the guys that mattered just decided, let's go win this thing.
We're a damn good football team. We deserve the win.
That's right.
And they deserved it, damn it.
They deserved a win. They deserved a win. By the way, I don't know if you've gotten to hear my Trayvon drop.
Oh, no.
We're going to be using this one.
It don't be working out.
Well, let's save that for January. Hey, Coach wants to see you.
It don't be working out.
Sometimes it don't be working out.
Don't be working out. I'm getting a good little I'm starting to get
You're
a little
building
bit
a library.
Yeah, I'm building my library. I've got this
God
one.
bless the birds up.
Got yeah, all right.
In that particular order, it works really well too.
And I still have my
and that's how you open the night.
Yeah. I got some good ones. When I hear I don't know what I'm looking for, but I know it when I hear it.
It's like porn.
That's right. Once I come across them, I know
that.
What
I'll keep that little word. What's that one?
That's what it's going to be.
Hashtag toe.
Yeah, dude, my roommate in the Army was so obsessed with it. Like he wanted to wait until like a perfect part of a movie to because back then you weren't watching porn on the internet. You were watching on DVDs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's like he would want to be in a certain scene when he reached climax,
met his goal.
And me, it's like Dude, I want it to be over so fast because I'm so ashamed of myself every time I do it.
You're not doing it right.
I want to get in, and it's not like sex where I want it to last a little while.
Get in and get out. So it's a workmanlike
I
approach.
want this. This is a mission.
I
want it
appreciate that.
over. I want to be done with it. Wash my hands and
This
go on with my
I got
day.
it. You can get it down quick. Yeah,
That's
I'm with
right. It's not like this shouldn't be the.
This shouldn't be the goal. This is this is just to get you through the day.
This is a means to an end, man.
It's like a snack.
If that's
like
ever,
Snickers bar.
if that's ever your main event, you got a real sad life.
That's right. So if you're cutting your Snickers bar with a fork and a knife, you are way over this.
This is supposed to be get
On
the
go.
hell out of here.
2 minutes, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of something to get you going.
It's over. Did the job. Did the job. It's like digging a hole. You just dig the hole as
move
fast as you
on.
can. Move on.
We speak the truth here on the Morning Huddle. Everybody listening goes, yeah, you're right.
And Border Jumper says AJ would watch his roomie do that. No. But we would certainly talk about it. I mean,
Anybody who's ever been in the military,
Yeah.
I mean, come
you get into it. Listen. You live in an infantry barracks for 1 week. You'll hear some of the most repulsive things.
It's like going to medical school. Eventually, you got to be around a cadaver. You'll get comfortable with it real quick.
No, I didn't see it. I have walked in. I did walk into my roommate.
Me too.
With maybe the ugliest girl I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's certainly in the top 5. One of those girls who you think.
I get the sense she'd been there before.
One of those girls you think, man, nobody would really have sex with her. My roommate did.
Well, I mean, I get the sense. I get the sense she probably knew where the dorm was. I'll drive us. I'll get you there. I know where it is.
And again, it's a means to an end. It's not something you want to spend a lot of time
you're not
on.
in a hurry, and you don't want to brag about it. But
no, you don't want to kiss her.
You just want to think about what you thought about when it happened.
You just want it to be over.
Sometimes you go places you didn't think you'd go, but you did it.
Want to get to the finish line.
Carry on. No shame. No harm, no foul. No blood, no foul.
Oh, that poor girl.
Well, no, I'd say poor. Nobody's poor there.
Oof. Everybody was poor.
Everybody
there.
got what they were chasing.
I know. Oh, God. All right.
As did the Cowboys,
That's
by the
close. That's close.
Holy mother, what is that?
That is Gorlock.
That's something that crawled out of the ocean.
Dude, looked like something off Ghostbusters.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's Gorlock. Well, they call her Gorlock.
Gorlock?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's that from?
I just ran across it on TikTok one time.
Vic now sends me random TikToks all the time.
Yeah, the
With a wig
$50,000 shoes, and then now when I run across Gorlock, I'll pass it to
Well, you also sent me the
what was the other one?
The feminist rally.
Oh yeah, that was out of nowhere.
Like it was in Paris or something with all these topless women.
It was like they're protesting the Morning Huddle.
Yeah. They're like, you guys are a bunch of sexists. And to prove it, we're going to take our tops off.
Yeah.
That is the most unattractive person I have ever seen.
Oh, hold on. I have another one. I'll pull up another one in a minute.
And it's funny because my philosophy on sex has always been that, like, women have.
You sure? That's not some
there's a
kind
lot of
that's
Disney application. That's a real human being.
There's a lot of women have a lot of terrible things to deal with when it comes to sex. But I've always kind of said, even a really ugly woman or a smelly woman or a fat woman can go to a bar any given night, and if she wants to take something home, she can take something home.
Yeah, she will, too.
Whereas men, it don't.
Well, what's he driving?
With a man,
It don't be working out.
if you it don't be working
But see,
out.
you can overcome that. Open your wallet, show your car.
Sometimes
you can overcome.
But if
looking
you're
like
but I'm saying a woman doesn't have to have any financial standing. She doesn't have to have a car. She could have body hair. It doesn't matter. Some dude is so desperate to get laid, he will go home with her.
Yeah,
not that.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised, Rob. You think that girl's a virgin?
Yeah, just search Gorlock.
You think
and then you'll know what
Gorlock's
we're
a
talking
virgin?
about. Yeah.
Is it time for break?
It's time for break. Gorlock ain't no virgin, Bubba.
God,
someone's had that, and you know what? When they finished, they were like, they felt bad about themselves, but they were like, "I'll be back here. I'll be back here." All right.
So what's your name? Gorlock, you tell me.
The Destroyer.
So your parents had a pretty good idea, huh? You should see my sister.
All right, we'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. After a 13-year hiatus, the Aggies take on the Texas Longhorns. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. From the visionary behind Toy Story and the co-director of Shrek.
My parents are monsters. We need to break the spell. Is there anyone you know who could help? A wizard or pixie?
You think we all know each other? Like some magical mafia?
To break the spell,
You must embark on a quest.
you have to break the rules.
We're gonna make it together.
Are we there yet?
We just started.
Spellbound, rated PG, now playing only on Netflix.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift, or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Connecticut water softener, but getting all those Connecticut units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Connecticut wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Connecticut. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months, and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Now, Vic. There's Vic doing his DJ dancing in there.
What year is this? It's about 1989?
It came out Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah, this past Friday.
What about Lisa?
No, that's Debbie Deb.
What's
that was
same thing.
83 Jam-Packed Records.
That was 83?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jam-Packed Records.
Who's the guy talking? Or rapping, as the kids say?
Kendrick
Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Kendrick.
What's the name of this song?
Squabble Up.
Man, I've been under a rock, so he had a drop on when?
This last week, yeah.
Oh, cool.
My son's all over this.
No, he's doing Super Bowl halftime? No.
Yes.
He is.
I think
Kendrick
so.
Lamar, right?
Yeah,
Is that this year or next year?
I don't know.
I thought it was just coming up.
I think it's
Maybe
this
it
year.
is.
This one.
So we have to have something new, right?
Yeah.
Ursher
No, he
didn't
did
give us-
last year.
No, Ursher did it last year.
Or 2 years ago. Remember, was the L.A. crew
No, that
did
wasn't Kendrick. That was
Snoop Dogg.
that was Snoop and all the West Coast
Yeah.
dudes.
That would included Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, but he wasn't the headline. It was Snoop and
Okay.
right?
It's going to be Gorlock that's going to perform.
Gorlock the Destroyer.
I would like to politely ask that you remove that from my screen.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
I'm going to be
I
seeing
want that to be Rob's
Gorlock the
screensaver.
Destroyer in my nightmares.
Does she have an OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Oh. That's what I told Rob. I was like, people pay to see that,
That's
which is
called
crazy.
Pity porn.
That's what I mean.
There we
It's
go.
wild.
I'll make that the screensaver.
That picture of the mouth breathing. Oh,
What's
And look, that's her name, Gorlock.
What's the worst part of that picture, though?
Oh,
There
look,
is-
here's her in a bikini.
Oh no! Oh, God.
All right, Rob, I'll stop.
You know what, man? I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. I envy her in this way.
You know what? She's proud of her, herself.
I wish that I had that level of
self-confidence,
or
ignorance.
non-self-awareness,
Just-
one way or the other.
Yeah,
I wish that I
know.
could just, whatever, man. Like, I live in my world, and if you don't like it, that's cool. Like, I wish that I had
See, that's
that.
the problem with today. No. No. Just because no.
She's proud of it.
Don't be proud. That's what's the problem with today.
I'm going to send
You should be
random pics
ashamed
of her.
of yourself.
No, I'm going to send you random pics throughout the weekend of her.
What? There's nothing to be proud of here.
I can deal with a lot of things with a woman.
Any human being. This isn't just about that.
Well,
no,
I mean,
there's nothing to be proud of there.
No, I'm saying like sexually, I can deal with a lot of things. You said any human being.
Well, at this point, we're
you
talking
might be
about
more
any human
experimental
being.
than I am.
It's at this point, it's her or the field. Which would you? Her
I'm
or
telling
the
you,
field.
when I in my history have ever chosen a sexual partner, rule number one is they have to have a pretty face.
You got a real pretty mouth.
Everything else is negotiable. Like
yeah.
I don't like.
I shouldn't gag every time I see you.
I'm not into women built like Gorlock, but I do like a nice, healthy, thick woman. I don't like skinny girls.
This is not about size. This is about
No.
seriously.
Got to be like a 16, size 16, size
Hey,
14.
man.
This is that. Well, there's
Size
no
18?
size for that.
Yeah.
There's no
she's
size
like
for that.
Yeah, I don't know what size that is.
She's like she's built like a walrus, but her face is the problem. Like
Jabba the Hutt.
That's a
Jabba the Hutt.
That is a repulsive
It's a
woman.
Human Jabba the Hutt.
But like I
she
said,
eats live frogs.
But it's what I told Rob. I was like, it doesn't matter. Men will do. There's a man out there who's like, hell yeah, I'll pay for that.
Sit down and she reaches into her purse and grabs out a toad and starts chewing on it.
There's probably a waiting list.
Dude, there are
to
men
date her.
who are looking to buy her used underwear.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
As
Thanks to the
repulsive
internet.
as it is. That's what. Listen, the internet's a hell of a thing. The two things that the internet has done that I hate the most.
We just took this even deeper than I thought.
Yeah.
We even used underwear on Gorlock.
I love the internet. I love that it's opened up the world, but it's done two things that I think are
Open up too much.
completely detrimental to our society. One is it's made it acceptable for people to talk in ways that they would never talk to someone in their face. Like
the trolls.
If there's so many people that if they talk to me the way they talk to me on the internet, like when in the old days, you would have just whooped their ass. And these guys have never gotten their ass whooped. I hate that about the internet. But number two is we've discovered the depravity of man, and that men.
Yeah, I'd just soon not know.
Men are into some of the weirdest, and it's so funny. It's in my mind, I'm like, these are only guys on the internet. But the reality of that is, I probably have friends that I don't know this about them.
Yeah.
But they're into some of this stuff that I'm like, who could possibly be into this? And then one day I'm going to find out.
Don't find out the hard way.
Chuck was into that. It was Chuck. Of all the people, what?
What's the Larry David show that's on HBO?
Curb Your
Enthusiasm. There's an episode where his wife asks him, "So, you still masturbate?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
She's like, "Do you ever think of me?" And he's like, "No. Oh no, you don't want to be in there.
No.
You don't want any part of this.
No." That is no place for a wife.
This is no place for you. You don't want to go down there. I go to places you don't want to go.
I'm telling you, man. The internet has shown me how vile men are. We are repulsive creatures. There's no two ways about it.
You don't want to be in there.
We are disgusting.
No place for a lady.
All right. When we come back, we'll hear some sound from Coach McCarthy. We'll hear some sound from Stephen Jones. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Big headache on the far east side. I-10 westbound as you approach FM 2538. Have a reported accident. Only one lane squeezing by. Traffic is stacked up all the way to Santa Clara. About a 45-minute delay, so definitely plan accordingly. And then on the northeast side, a pocket of heavy traffic, I-35 southbound from FM 1103 to Pat Booker. Add a few extra minutes to your commute through that stretch. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Ready Whip.
This is the sound of holiday happiness. Yeah, Ready Whip. Fun to use, fun to eat. You're not ready for the holidays? Without Ready Whip.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those three massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fight. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOVE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff. To recap, number 1, customize and save. Number 2, time allowing, save me. Shoulders separating!
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this First Timeshare Cancellation Guide absolutely free.
Call 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
A lot of company.
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
If it's the holidays, then it's bonus card season at Twin Peaks. Stuff your friends and family stockings the right way with the ultimate gift card and get a little something for yourself. Here's how it works. Stop by any area Twin Peaks, purchase a gift card, and receive a free bonus card that's just for you. Receive a $10 bonus card with $50 gift card purchase or a $20 gift card with a $100 gift card. You see what I'm talking about? That's Twin Peaks. The holiday season is here. Visit Twin Peaks for all of your holiday shopping, the eats, the drinks, and those scenic views.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now, and Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide for free. It explains how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, what in the world is wrong with the Houston Texans? I know somebody that knows the answer to that.
Indy Kalu will join us at 3:35.
And the Dallas Cowboys got a win. Shereen Williams will join us at 5:15.
Cowboys looking for 2 in a row.
Wow.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL is on. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My friend Sean, who is listening, I went to high school with him in New Mexico for a couple of years, and he just told me that he's into Gorlock the Destroyer type women. He thought I'd never find out.
Just, more power to you. Just don't tell me. It's kind of like, I don't want to be in there with you. I don't want to know.
Sean has a pretty wife now.
You get a real pretty mouth.
But I imagine Sean had to do some slumming to get to there.
Well,
he probably had to go through. And listen, man, you get up into northwest New Mexico. It's not known for its beautiful women. I can tell you that.
It's not a target-rich environment.
It is not. It is not. You make do with what you got. My guess is Sean made do with some.
I would go without.
Yeah.
I would just forego that part of my life.
You would just I would be a eunuch.
I don't know what I'd have to do, but that would be part of. They say when you give up one thing, the other sense gets even more heightened.
Yeah.
I don't know what superpower I would develop if I gave up even the. Think of all the thought. If you just said, I'm never going to think about or do anything that involves wanting to have sex. Think about all the extra time.
How much time you'd have? Yeah.
Think about what you'd be capable of. I'd be some kind of superhero.
I mean, let's face it, men, even when we eat food.
Yeah,
single men, when we eat, we're like, oh, do I want to eat this? Or I want to make sure I'm looking good.
Yeah, I mean,
when you're single, everything is about.
And you just think if you
everything
eliminated
is about getting
every
laid.
thought. I'm talking about the most honest and loyal of men. Not that you'd ever cheated, but just think of the 60 seconds in a minute. How much time was just devoted to that, whether it's about anything, but sex involved, how much time you'd have extra.
I don't even know what I would do.
Yourself to. You'd be something. I'm serious. You'd be like
I would
George
be a medical
Costanza.
doctor.
Well, Seinfeld had an episode like that where Costanza stopped thinking about sex and became a genius. You'd become that. You'd literally become, well, I've got all this extra time and free brain space.
It's easier said than done, though, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It's not possible.
Yeah.
You end up like a lot, Catholic priests.
I imagine if you became like
a little off.
I think they think about it more than they should. But I think if you're like a eunuch and like you're like you don't have the option, maybe you think about it less. Like if you're,
I hear tell
if you're
the
castrated,
eunuchs were still capable of everything but completion, so they would keep the eunuchs around the harems just to keep the harem. Really, until the sheik or whoever was it was their turn. So you're still capable. You're just not.
Well,
capable
that's not
of
what it
going
told
to
me on
completion.
Game of Thrones.
Well, that's what I had always heard. That even though you might not have the gonads, that you can still reach full potential.
I mean,
without completion.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's maybe even a bigger curse.
I feel like my eyes have been opened today. I'm learning something new today. Learning something.
Unless, of course,
learned
you're with
two
Gorlock.
new things. Yeah, Gorlock the Destroyer, and now this.
Gorlock the Destroyer.
Oh,
of
and I
Direction.
sent you a TikTok right now on your phone.
Oh,
so you
please.
can-
See, now I'm going to get bombed with this stuff.
All right.
It's like when you look at the algorithm with the girl bouncing around, and before you know it, you can't even open your phone.
Yep.
The Mike McCarthy, who you have.
I like the guy. I genuinely like him, and I shouldn't be so persuaded by personality, but because he's borderline inept in a lot of situations. But I do appreciate him.
No, I find myself cheering for him too, and maybe it's because he does do our show every week. But I'm like, and mostly what I find is I feel myself feeling bad for him.
You know what? And I have to make sure you put it exactly right, because I have to not get confused by that. I don't want to confuse. And pity is not the word, but I don't want to confuse the bless your heart kind of situation with, dude, you're just not living up to task.
I mean, and my thought is like some of these Fridays that we're talking to him, I'm like, oh God, I feel bad for this dude having to come on the radio and lie
and just justify and go, and he can't tell us, yeah, that guy sucks,
But
and this
dude,
guy, he is awful. And this guy, I can't. You think I could coach him out of a paper bag? No one could. You can't say that.
But listen to some of. You're gonna hear. There's something in his voice right now that we haven't heard in a long time. I said this yesterday. The last time the Cowboys won a game, Rob, there were 8 teams still alive in the Major League Baseball playoffs. Think about how long ago it feels like the World Series was, right?
My God.
There were still 8 teams in the Major League Baseball playoffs the last time the Cowboys won a football game.
When was the last time they won a home football game? What was going on?
Oh, my God. You're talking, you've got to go back to
the last year.
Week 17 of last year.
Is it piling up on him? I haven't heard any post-game sound. I didn't know. I would have been dancing. I'd been skipping out of Washington if I was McCarthy.
Very, very gratifying, no doubt. On every level, have tremendous amount of love and respect for Dan, and a number of those coaches on that staff. So I had a chance to visit with Dan for the game. That was awesome. But the reality is too, I do not take it for granted for every opportunity that I'm a part of in this league. I think the year off in 19 really brought that home for me personally. So I do. I can't get to the stadium early enough on game day. I love every minute of it. I've done this a long time, so I do enjoy every moment. So when you do win, when on paper you're probably you're playing uphill, definitely it's gratifying. But And at the end of it, this is a player's game. I mean, it always will be. I understand my role and the importance of my role. Most importantly, the ability to be consistent, especially in these times. But it's about the players. I just can't. That's the locker room. That's what I'll think about on the porch when I'm done. Just those moments to see the gratification of what those guys accomplished yesterday.
I don't think we should feel bad about him losing a job because it seems like he's already got a porch picked out.
Yeah, man. That's a very. I'd like to have heard the question that was asked.
How gratifying was the win with it? With all the rumors swirling and feeling like
I don't know the exact step in the 12-step process to acceptance, but one of them is acceptance. Acceptance of the fact that you are flawed and it's over, whatever the case is. He sounded like he's accepted. Like, I'm drinking
I think
it in.
Certainly, he's fully aware. This is it.
Well, we knew he was fully aware, but he's always kept it like, it's all about the win next Sunday. It's not about anything. But obviously, he's taking stock. He's looking like, I might not do this again. And, I guess I'm happy that he's there. I'm not happy to hear your head coach say that. I mean, he obviously knows more about his team than we do, and he knows this is going to be impossible.
Yeah, I think as a whole, they've just done a great job. It starts in the preparation phase, just really staying the course. Because you're always looking for things, and you can overdo it too. You can look at things, with a sensitivity that doesn't give clarity. But I don't feel like that exists in our operation. So, and hopefully it never does. But yeah, they've done a really nice job staying the course as far as preparing. But yeah, I mean, if you need a definition of urgency, we've had it around here, the last month, and I'm frankly just thankful and just really happy for the players, that they had the success that they've worked so hard to achieve. So, but yeah, the fight has definitely been there. I think when you see young players, particularly guys that don't get a lot of opportunities, I think Brock Huffman definitely brings that different type of energy that everybody on offense loves. You got to recognize Josh Butler, just the way he played. Came on Hall. I mean, he's a tough kid. These younger guys that are getting opportunities but going in and playing with physicality and so forth. So I think that just shows to them and as individuals, the confidence that they have. But this group has really stayed the course.
I mean, I get it, but it's one of those things like where your wife who's cheated on you for the last 10 years is now, I'm going to be or a husband, whatever it is. I'm going to be loyal now. I'm a changed man. I'm a changed person. It's like, well, it's too late now. Like the things have been rolled out. Like this is it's a situation that can't really be fixed at this point. Yeah. Even with effort and want to and gumption, it's like, dude, that ship has sailed. That's way gone.
And the way he's talking about his players, you go from being expectant of greatness to just being proud of what they did. And there's such a big difference. There's such a big difference from, wow, he's exceeding a few expectations to we expect greatness to win a Super Bowl. And now we're down to that's just a tough kid. Making mistakes right and left, but at least he's out there trying. And once you get to that point, it's all but done. I mean, you can't expect much more. And with that, again, you keep rooting for him. And one of the things that has changed my attitude about Mike Tomlin, and I thought at the beginning of this year in preseason and all that I saw him doing, I was like, what is this fool doing? But what Mike Tomlin has succeeded in doing consistently is just win the next game. I don't care how you win it. I don't care how ugly it is. If we win it, we carry on. And I think once you adopt that attitude, life gets a whole lot better. And I think that's where he is. Just go win it. If it takes a weird Kayvon Turpin spin move, run the other direction, offside kick, block punt kind of weird thing, it's a W. No matter how ugly it is, I will take it.
I think there's something to maybe McCarthy knew that this team wasn't as good as expectations were, because right now the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers are separated by one game in the standings. The 49ers are one game ahead of the Cowboys in the standings. This has been a massively disappointing season for both teams. To hear Mike McCarthy talking about, I'm just glad to see our guys fighting.
Right.
Whereas Kyle Shanahan is like repulsed by his team. I mean, he's like, I cannot believe what's going on here. This is that to me comes from expectations.
Right.
McCarthy's expectations were not what the fan base's expectations were. McCarthy knew that this was not a Super Bowl team. I think at the beginning of the year,
and he's stuck. He can't agree with you. You're right. My boss said he was all in. I thought we had it, and he wasn't.
Yeah, if Mike McCarthy really thought this was a Super Bowl team, his reaction right now would be what Kyle Shanahan's reaction has been, which is just like, this is gross. It's unacceptable. And there's no other teams. I guess the Bengals are the only other team, and I haven't heard enough of Zach Taylor talking to know what his thoughts are, but I imagine they're closer to Kyle Shanahan's than they are to Mike McCarthy's. But there's no other teams who have had those expectations that have underperformed so greatly, and to see the dichotomy between the two of them is fascinating.
It really is.
I really do think Kyle Shanahan was like, this team was supposed to win a Super Bowl.
I can't believe we're here. And I'm shocked.
And Mike McCarthy's like, you know what, man? As bad as things are going, I'm glad to see our guys still fighting.
At least he knew the guys' names. He didn't say, that number 71 is really playing hard. What's his name again? It wasn't that.
There was
he named him.
There was a clip in there we need to pull out where it says Hoffman bringing a lot of energy. Like we need to pull that out.
Whenever your coach says you brought a lot of energy, you made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
you brought a lot of energy, Thompson. You have to sit down because don't confuse energy with productivity. But it was energetic.
Yeah, but that's one thing that really struck me from hearing the sound from McCarthy yesterday and today about like, I'm glad to see our guys still out there battling. Whereas like Kyle Shanahan is like, dude, my team, you guys, this is garbage effort. You guys are, and it could just be coaching styles. It could be as simple as,
I think
McCarthy,
you hit it on the head.
But I really do think there's something to Mike McCarthy kind of knew that. I'm sure he didn't think it would be this.
I'm sure he knew it was possible.
But I'm sure that he also, the idea that this team was going to somehow win a Super Bowl, he probably realized that's just not in the cards.
One of the things that I didn't take into account in the weekend, and I thought the Dan Quinn thing was kind of like, that defense wanted to prove to Dan that they weren't just because of Dan. I think that defense went into this game against Washington with an attitude that I didn't expect. I think we all thought, they're friends and they miss Dan. I think that team and Micah decided we're going to show Dan we're pretty good without him. And I didn't take that into account, that there was this I wouldn't say this extra thing that the defense brought, but I think there kind of was. Like, everybody's thinking that we were made great and without Dan Quinn we suck. And they got to play him, and I think they took that on themselves to kind of prove a point that while Dan mattered and we miss him, we're still fully capable of being a good defense without him, even though that, in fact, is not the case. But for one game, at least they shut their former mentor down.
They asked Stephen Jones how he felt about if there were any mixed emotions with the win, as some fans seem to have, as far as like wanting better draft picks, et cetera.
Absolutely not. I mean, we've been very upfront that we're wanting to win football games right now. And certainly, understand what our record is through a tough stretch in our schedule there where we were playing, division-leading football teams and, the tougher part of our schedule. And, we just want to go out there and win football games. And that's the most important thing right now is play the people who give us the best chance to win the game.
There you go.
I guess Trey Lance is not one of those people that gives him the best chance to win
not.
the game. That's 2 straight games. We were told, yeah, we got some packages for that young man.
And this is the money shot from Stephen Jones on the Fan.
Well, that's one game at a time, as you said. But, yes, I mean, mathematically, you look at the numbers, and, we've just got to continue to get better. And we're getting healthier, and so we should get better and got to go up there and execute and do the things that we need to do to win football games.
Oh, he didn't use the words. But that was in response to the question of, do you still feel like this team has a chance to make the playoffs? And he was like,
well, at least he's
honest. We're in the mix.
Well, every game at a time,
One game at
You looked around the rest of the NFC East today. It's not that hard. We just beat the other one, and we'll take care of New York.
Vic, just start getting your hopes up, man.
I don't know.
So as we sit today, best in the NFC, Detroit. Right?
Philly's in the discussion.
Yeah, they're getting better.
They really impressed me this week.
That was a good win. In the East, in the AFC, Carolina kind of scared Kansas City there for a half. Baltimore looked pretty damn good.
I think Buffalo's better than Kansas City.
I think so, too.
But I think Buffalo's still going to have to go to Kansas City, and that's going to be the game changer. The NFC, and I really don't know that maybe the Ravens, but I think that's the limit. In the NFC, Lions, Eagles, Vikings, Packers, I could see any of them making something happen.
Viking Packers feel a little bit behind them, though.
All right, we'll be back. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 58th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the New York Giants to Jerry World.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by Don't Mess with Texas and the Texas Department of Transportation. As you travel on Texas highways this holiday season, remember that Don't Mess with Texas means don't litter. Even Santa has a trash bag in his sleigh. Spread holiday cheer by keeping trash off the roadways. Don't mess with Texas. A message brought to you by TxDOT.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
A lot of company.
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
Got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2706. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2706. That's 800-575-2706.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side, have a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. This is I-35 at northbound at Loop 410, not causing really too much of a time delay. And the good news is a wrecker is on the scene, so it shouldn't be too much longer. And on the far east side, still have some sluggish traffic due to an earlier incident. This is I-10 westbound at FM 2538. Had an accident there. Traffic right now is still a little sluggish around Santa Clara Road. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Texas Longhorns quarterback Quinn Ewers got good news after undergoing an MRI over the weekend. It revealed he suffered just a mild ankle sprain and should be good to go Saturday against Texas A&M. San Antonio Spur Harrison Barnes has been named Western Conference Player of the Week after averaging 22 points a game and over 8 boards. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 3 of the Morning Huddle. Man, I hope I'm not getting sick.
I hope so, too, but I have the sense that it's been kind of a long-term buildup because Vic and I have been walking around you for the last month with this.
I know.
Yep.
I usually I take pride in my immune system, but
Not now.
every once in a while
Yeah.
it fails me. I've just been feeling crummy the last couple days.
I don't think I've ever said
run down. That you take
great
pride in your
my
immune system.
immune system.
You should never say that because you're off sick.
Right. I can raise and lower my cholesterol at will.
Well, Vic knows exactly.
Vic can shoot his blood sugar
Vic
through
can
his
tell
eyes.
you what he can tell you what his blood sugar is without even testing. He
By
just
just
like, he knows.
the taste in
No,
his
I
mouth.
just know
like,
by my eyesight. If it's
Yeah.
clear, my sugar's below 120.
Yeah.
But if
I'm at
it's
a
blurry,
117
it's
right
above
now.
120.
Yeah, all these people just now joining the show.
They're all late.
Well, they're late.
You guys probably have missed
Gorlock the Destroyer.
You probably you should feel good about missing the show. How about what you've missed so far?
Yeah, and the hunting story, too.
Yeah. But welcome in Alexandra and Ren.
And if you did miss anything, you can get it. You can consume the entirety of this broadcast in a variety of different ways.
That is true.
Rewind your YouTube feed. You can just rewind. You can go all the way back.
Or you can listen on podcasts.
Yes, you can listen to it later.
Assuming that we, post the podcast.
Well,
like
sometimes
the audio.
we post just blank audio.
Yeah.
Just to keep you intrigued.
Because it's supply and demand.
Well, we speak in a frequency you can't hear, but
That's
it's
right.
still there. But if it is really there and you can't hear it, is it there?
We don't want to just give it all to you. We want you to.
You got to earn it.
You got to work for it a little bit.
Baby.
That's right. We've been talking about the Cowboys and have given little attention to the San Antonio Spurs, Rob, who I don't want to say they got it figured out, but they're playing good ball.
They beat the best team in the West on Saturday night.
Yeah. I mean,
beat them. Wasn't given to them. They beat them. I didn't see it. I just saw highlights and stats, and yes, sir.
Well, in their last 3 games, they've beaten the Warriors and the Thunder. I mean, those are quality wins. I don't care how you dice them. They're now sitting at 9-8. They're back on the floor tonight in Utah. And for this one really matters. This is an Emirates Cup game. This is a big one. This is a Tuesday nighter.
It's just different when it's the Emirates Cup.
It just means more.
It's going to mean more.
How do you not know that, Rob? You're an SEC type
I know.
now.
That just means more.
It just means more. But tonight it just means more in Utah, where Utah they don't want to win games.
But the one loss, or they've got 2 wins, and one of them was versus. I didn't see the game, but I can say this: that this is not a 36-win team. This is hopefully I didn't, but
I think it's a 500 team.
If you bet the over, I think you're in far better shape than I thought you would have been. We expected kind of a quick start and then a level off, and what we got was kind of a stumble out, and then Pop got hurt. I'm not saying they're improved because of that, but I think the dynamic of a little bit more freedom in the game, a little bit more confidence that if I do screw up twice, I might not get yanked, but you're still going to pay the price. I mean, what they have lost in the intensity level that Pop can bring when he wants to, they have Chris Paul on the court to maintain a lot of what would have been lost without Pop. So a lot of the intensity level, while Pop's not there to create it, Chris Paul is. So I don't think there's been a big drop-off on that. But I do think there's been a freedom that wouldn't have been there.
I 100% agree. Do you think there's a world where Steph Castle would have taken 15 shots from the field against the Golden State Warriors if Pop was on the
Well, I would say yes if the Spurs had only won 3 games. Yes, if there was still, let's find things, but not now. No.
I think that, and I know this sounds terrible, I think Pop being away from the team is the best thing for Stephen Castle because he is not looking over his shoulder constantly. He's not worried about, Pop getting in his ass.
Yeah, and I like yes, it's
He's
the best
just playing.
thing in game. It's the best thing in the third quarter when you've missed 3 shots and you start questioning. It is the best thing then. It ain't the best thing long term.
Oh, probably
you know
not.
what I mean?
No,
I
you're
know
right.
that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a certain amount of freedom that when you look over on the bench after you turn the ball over 2 consecutive times and you're looking at Mitch Johnson and not Serbian Pop. I mean, yes, you feel a little bit better about even when you get called out, you're not going to get undressed. But I think there's some freedom to that. I don't know how long I don't know how long they can sustain this.
Okay.
And I'm not saying they can't. This is uncharted waters. He might be the next Pop because there was a lot. If those of us have a mind, remember when Pop took over, we were like, who is this guy and how does he deserve to be here? He's coaching at Pomona Pitzer in the Air Force Academy, and suddenly he thinks he's an NBA coach. We say the same thing about Mitch Johnson. Mitch Johnson was sitting on the sidelines. He was deep third. He was behind Becky.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, what? But he could very well be it. And by the way guys are responding, it is worthy of discussion.
There's one thing that, again, I'm softening on this stance, but I saw a stat that was alarming to me. I'm going to read you the top 10 on something, and you tell me what you think the stat is. LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Luka, Tyler Hero, Brandon Miller, Malik Beasley, Stephen Curry, Derek White, Victor Wembanyama. That's the top 10 in a stat in the NBA. What do you think it is?
Wow. Because Victor's top 10 in so many things, but in comparison with all those turnovers?
Nope.
Well, all the other guys, the only other thing would be three-point percentage.
3-point attempts per game. I know I like the idea of Wemby being able to shoot, but do you want him to be shooting
No.
9 threes per game?
No, but that's what you have to do given the team that he's on. And I will retort that stat, and it's scary. I don't like that. No one does. But when you never have Devin Vassell.
By the way, just ekes out over Dame Lillard.
Can you imagine that?
What?
That they're on that, they can be listed together.
And Donovan Mitchell right behind them.
It's time to start thinking about, we love Devin when Devin is here. But Devin misses so much time. Go back and look at the games he's played and versus the games he's missed more than he's played.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you this, if Devin was here, Wemby wouldn't have that many shots.
Right.
I think some of this is a product of the dude that we think of or did up until I think about a week and a half ago as the second best player on the team, and I'm talking about for the future, and it's Steph Castle who has lapped Devin Vassell. It's already over. Devin is now the third best guy in our future team.
Yeah,
by far, it's over. Chris Paul is now part firmly of the future. He is as good, and he's taking minutes from Devin no matter what.
Castle, you mean, not Chris Paul?
I'm sorry. Did I say?
Well, you said Castle, then you said Chris Paul.
Stephen Castle is now, by activity, better than Devin. He's lapped him.
He's more important to the long term.
And because
100%.
Devin is never here.
And you know what? Good.
Well, yes, I'm not mad at it, but what I'm saying is if Devin was here, Wemby wouldn't be in the top 10 in threes. No one wants this, but we got to start thinking about long-term. Can this cat show up on the regular basis? I love you, man, but what's the old best ability is availability? Dude, How many games will we just, Devin's getting better. We'll wait on you. I'm getting a little tired of waiting.
Attendance is part of the grade.
It is, and I'm not mad at him. It's not like you're a malingerer. It's just, and we're learning to play without him. We're getting better without him.
It's one thing when it's Joel Embiid that you're having to do that with. It's like, oh, my God, he's out again? Great. Or Kawhi, for that matter. It's like, this sucks, but
we got to carry on, man.
He's the best player we got. This isn't your best player.
But that is a ramification of your action. You don't think by your injury it affects other things, and it does. You don't mean for it to. But what it does create is a situation where we have to have our 7'5" dude stand out of the three-point line to open up the interior because you are the only other guy that can shoot. And when you're not there, he's our only option other than, a couple of small forwards. He stretches the defense. So we got to do it. And if you came back, we could actually work on part of Wemby's game that's going to help us win titles. I know he can shoot. I think he's proven to everybody that given the opportunity, he's now capable of shooting 35% or better, given a little bit of work and all that. Now we got to work on the things that win titles. You know what I mean? And we can't do that if we're still waiting on Devin to be healthy enough to help us make a run. Now, we're not there yet, but I saw a thing pass by the numbers, and over the last 3 years, he's been sitting more than he's been playing.
Yeah.
And we're getting better without him.
The top three guys, there were three guys on plus minus in the Warriors game that were plus double digits. Wemby, plus 16. Castle, plus 14. Mamu, plus 14.
I keep writing this cat off.
I know. And then and that's plus 14 and only 17 minutes on the floor.
See, that's what he brings is just vibration.
And when normally what kind of our knock has been, well, there's no defense being played. But if you're going to be plus 14 and 17 minutes on the floor, that means your team was at least on a good defensive run.
Now, I didn't see that game, but in the previous, it was Bassey that played that role.
Yep.
The same position, same spark. You wonder if Johnson and the coaching staff, and Pop hopefully, has found some kind of wrinkle in this offense that they hadn't realized that they're true fives, there's buckets to be had if we get them in the right place. And I don't think over the last, up until a week ago, I hadn't seen that, but that's 2 consecutive games with 2 different dudes that did things the same way. I think that's very interesting to follow.
Yeah, in the other game, Mamu didn't even play.
Right, but the same output from that position. Very interesting.
I mean, I don't know if they're trying to create competition or what, but I did find that kind of odd. But, you know, I guess as long as someone's doing it.
Well,
right?
I felt like previous to the Golden State game that
I know what the difference was.
That Collins had lost his job to Bassey, but that's not the case.
You know why the minutes got changed in this Warriors game was because not only did Devin not play, Keldon didn't play either. So I
don't even notice when Devin's not there. I'm serious, and I think it's something we need to start paying attention to. This cat needs to play more, and it's not his fault.
Or what I said in the offseason, be ready to trade him for a win now type of piece.
That's kind of the thing we need to start looking at as we get closer and closer to
But you know what? The more games he sits out, the lower his value is.
Or we don't. There is the availability thing. But I will say the other benefits are, and it's not an absolute complete benefit, but it did give Wemby the opportunity to really hone and prove that that's a threat part of his game. And when he's done that, it has certainly opened some lanes for Keldon. Keldon has turned himself into a legitimate energy 6-man, a legitimate one. And I think that's no smart to having more opportunity without Devin and a little bit more space when Wemby's hitting threes.
All right, we'll be right back. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you guys about Karbach Beer, Karbach Brewing. Had me a couple of Crawford Box last night. Pulled them right out of the old fridge. But if you don't have them at your house, well, why not? Why not go to H-E-B? Why not go to your local liquor store or wherever? You get yourself some Karbach. But what a lot of people don't realize is that in San Antonio now, Karbach is pretty much everywhere. So if you're at a bar, you're at a restaurant, and you're thinking, they're not going to have that, they're probably going to have it. So rather than just settle for the same old boring, bland beer that you've been drinking, why not up your game a little bit and try out a Karbach? The Love Street Kolsch Style Ale is a perfect intro to craft beer. Very smooth, very easy drinking, and very flavorful. The Hopadillo IPA, that's their flagship IPA. It is a punch-you-in-the-face hop monster IPA. And then Crawford Bock, like I said, I think the most versatile of their year-round lineup. Find Karbach, like I said, all your grocery stores, all your liquor stores. But next time you're out and about, ask your bartender, hey, do you guys happen to have Karbach on tap? And if they do, I think you're going to enjoy it.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
What's the minor league tour, Pledge?
And at the Corn Ferry now?
Corn Ferry.
Yeah,
that's
there you go.
Yeah,
Corn Ferry.
Wasn't there a movie about a corn ferry?
I don't know what you watch at home. Sounds like something with a guy named Toe Reinagle has a foot fetish would watch some porn called The Corn Ferry.
With a magic wand.
Ride home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you are a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Prize Picks. I got a question for you. Do you want to win 100 times your money? Well, Prize Picks can do it with as little as 4 correct picks. Let me tell you, if you're a fantasy player, you know the game. Put it to its use. Do you know James Cook's going to go off this week? How about Joe Burrow? Hey, let's talk about Pat Mahomes. Not quite the year, but you know how to play him. Is it more or is it less? You know the play. Just make your pick, and you can turn it to big money easy. And if you sign up today, you get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all the withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, and they often do, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Remember, download the app today and use the code Alamo. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Pat Mahomes had a good day, but it was less, and I took it home. If you know it, go play it. Prize Picks. Run your game.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
A lot of company.
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
Got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Did you watch the Harbaugh Bowl last night?
I did. We were talking as the game was going. I was telling my son, I like this version of Jim and John. I like hell, let's go for it. It's my brother. I'm taking him on. I'm going to do. I think San Diego needs to play a little bit more like that, like they're always going against the other Harbaugh. I think opening it up a little bit and being a little bit less.
Well, you remember
mundane, I guess.
The Brandon Staley, like when he first came to be the coach of the Chargers, he was the guy who was like going for it on almost every fourth down.
Not that way. You know what I'm talking about? Just I'm feeling it, but he's never going to go all the way out to where Staley is. But sometimes even though they lost, and they did lose to a better team, it just felt like that Charger style of play is what eventually will be what they're successful with. I know that under Harbaugh, Herbert is never going to have giant numbers. That's just not the style that they're going to play. But you do need to allow him to do some of the things that he's really good at a little bit more, I think. And sometimes, go anti and, air it out a couple of times because he's good enough every now and then to get a chunk play. And it's not like they did it a lot last night, but I did feel like there was a little bit of the, oh, what the hell, it's against my brother attitude. Like, let's go for it. Let's do this just because this is fun.
We have reached a weird time in the year where we're about to start seeing teams eliminated from playoff contention, although in the AFC, I mean, we're almost there. So right now, remember, there's 7 playoff spots. Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, those 4 teams are for sure going to be in. The Texans are going to win the AFC South almost 100%.
Falling ass backwards, but they're still going to win it.
And then the Chargers and the Broncos are sitting at Chargers are 7-4, Broncos are 7-5. Now you get down to the next best team is Miami at 5-6.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts are 5-7. The Bengals are 4-7. And then you've got Cleveland, Jets, Titans, Pats, Jags, Raiders, all with 2 or 3 wins. Those teams are trash. None of them are playoff teams. You almost have the playoff field set in the AFC.
I have a question for you. Are you happy with this, with knowing that it's pretty much locked up with a month and a half left?
Yeah.
I am, because it's
it means there's good teams.
There it is. I liken it to when we watch March Madness and the tournament comes, and that first weekend it is just one upset after another, and it's fantastic. And you got Florida Atlantic, doing things. You never even heard of these guys, but the underdogs running, and it's fun. And then the next week, those guys carry on. And then you start getting into the big-time semis and finals, and you realize, man, that was fun for a little while, but these guys really aren't that good.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that I've got 5 teams right now in the AFC that can start planning on that first weekend in the playoffs. They can already start strategizing. They can start resting appropriately. They can make sure 5 teams are already in. You know what? We're feeling pretty good about ourselves. Now let's moderate the heat. Let's get ourselves healthy and make sure we are ready to go when we come to the playoffs. That's what I want.
Whereas in the NFC, which, by the way, before we get off to the AFC, if the Bills beat the 49ers this week,
and they will,
and the Packers beat the Dolphins,
and they should,
the Bills will win the AFC East in week 13.
And who'd have thought? We thought it was going to be a knife fight through week
Jets,
16. Yeah.
Dolphins, these up-and-comers. No.
Winners win, losers lose. That's
losers.
What they do.
The NFC is wild because...
Well, the good side of that, and I can defend, I'm happy with the NFC too.
Okay.
For another reason. I want Detroit at full strength, because I look at the rest of the NFC, and I'm not even sure Minnesota, which probably, when we go to the nut-cutting time, probably going to end up the second best team in the NFC. Record might not reflect it, but I'm looking at team.
They're unlikely to have a home playoff game either way.
But I'm looking at a team that defensively scares me, but offensively scares me even more. And they might not have the record, but if I'm ranking teams in the NFC after what I saw from San Francisco this weekend, I don't know what second place looks like.
Oh, it's the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles are really good,
and
dude.
They're getting there, but that was just one game. They've won a couple, but they haven't been beautiful yet, and they could be. But right now, I look at it like if I'm going to see a great Super Bowl, it's probably only going to be Detroit that's going to offer it for me in the NFC.
I think the Eagles could. I think the Eagles' defense has gotten to a level now that I didn't think it was capable of, and Saquon gives them just a totally different element on offense. Like they're very good.
Okay, so if it is just those two,
I think Minnesota and Green Bay are right there, too.
I think Green Bay's further away. For whatever reason, I just don't trust Jordan Love. I just don't.
Well, because he throws an interception every game.
Yeah, there's just some about him.
It's like what Josh Allen was doing last year, except without as much good stuff to go with it.
Yeah, when it's over, it's going to be your fault. I'm not sure how it's going to be your fault, but it probably will be. And I think Darnold's over that. You know, they got an offense that's engineered, so it won't be his fault. And I think that gives me a little bit more credit for Minnesota. But if I'm looking at a great Super Bowl in New Orleans, the only thing I can possibly see that would give me that is Detroit versus any one of those 4 or 5 teams.
Okay. Yeah, I could see the Eagles competing with anybody in the AFC.
I will join that boat in 2 weeks. Let's just see where we are.
You know what?
I still don't have a lot of faith in Sirianni. I think he could piss his team off. A.J. Brown could get mad.
I'll tell you what, you're going to get a real good look at it next week, or this coming week. On Sunday, the Eagles are at the Ravens.
That's a game, man. That is truly a show me who you are game. I like that.
So they still have the Ravens and the Steelers on their schedule. The best AFC team that they've played so far is Cincinnati, but they went to Cincinnati and pantsed them.
That was
in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's one of those teams I think is better than their record is.
In hindsight,
they beat them mercilessly.
And we looked at that win like, well, that's Cincinnati. They're so banged up. No, it turns out that was they're just not there, but they're better than we thought.
Yeah. But the NFC, there's like it's hard to eliminate you in the NFC because basically the entire NFC South not called the Panthers, is still very live for a playoff spot. Because first place in that division is 6-5.
Yeah, that's a very shallow pool we're running around.
The NFC West, literally everybody is in it. Everybody in that division is either 6-5 or 5-6.
Forgive me, I didn't see anything of Arizona, Seattle. What happened? Was it interception? Was it Cardinal turnovers? Or was
Geno threw like 3 picks? It was a sloppy. But 2 of them got called back.
Well, how does how do the Cardinals only score 6 points?
Because they could not run the ball. They could not run the ball to save their lives. And whatever they've decided to do with Kyler Murray, and say Kyler Murray is now a pocket passer, is the most confusing thing in the world to me. Like, you're taking away the best thing about Kyler Murray.
So that's what happened? The game plan was weird?
I mean, it's not just the game plan for that game. That's been what they've been this season.
Well, some days he's perfect. I mean, I just didn't think Seattle was capable of, at the minimum, outscoring them. But they didn't even have to outscore them.
They had a pick 6.
Okay, so they would have won 7-6. Like, I don't know how. If I'm Cardinal fan, I don't know who I am today. I thought they were on a trajectory. I thought they were building on stuff, and to lose like that.
They're 6-5, just like everybody in that division. 6-5, 6-5, 5-6, 6-5. I don't know who the best team in the NFC West is, to be honest. I thought it was the 49ers.
It must be Seattle, man.
Maybe.
It's gotta be.
I think when they're playing at their best, I feel like the Rams are pretty good. I don't know if any of these teams are good, quite frankly. But that brings it more to the point, like, who's going to win the NFC South? There's only going to be one team in the playoffs from the NFC South, more than likely.
One from the South, one from the East.
Yeah. No. The Commanders still could get in from the East. It's going to basically be everybody but the Bears from the North. But the West and South are, I think, just one bid spots.
And we're going to have 3 teams that are awful in the NFC.
Yeah, I agree.
In the playoffs.
I agree.
There just happen to be one win ahead.
2's going to win their division, and the third one will either be you know what? Maybe if the Rams or the 49ers take that last spot, they could put up some kind of fight.
Of those, who has the puncher's chance? Because now
the 49ers, certainly.
So obviously the 49ers, if they even get in.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I don't. I certainly don't feel. I feel better about the 49ers than the Commanders. Like, if I'm an NFC playoff team, the last team. Let's say I'm the 2 seed, I'm the Eagles. The last team I want to see get the 7 seed is the 49ers.
Well, no question.
I mean, that's the worst case scenario.
At least if I was to get San Francisco, there's a bit of a known quantity. That losing team that has nothing to lose that gets into the playoffs, I wouldn't want to play those dudes. But those are the Florida Atlantics of the world.
But if I'm the Eagles and I draw the Commanders in round 1, I'm already planning my travel for. I'm ready, baby. Yeah. So the NFC's weird, but the AFC again. I think now we've started to see the Texans are not what we thought they were. The Texans are they're okay.
Yeah, they're
a victim of. They play in a really bad division,
but they're
and someone's got to win
record. But the thing is, they're playing about like they did last year. They're just playing better teams. You just can't get away with the stuff you got away with last year. And then there is a bit of forgiveness because of injuries. I mean, they have been beaten to hell.
Everybody's beat to hell.
But I mean, they have lost both of their starting wide receivers over a period of time. Their offensive line. I will give the Texans more excuse because this is the second year than I will a lot of teams. Because they did go up in weight class, and they did deal with more injuries than beforehand, and there is more film out. They're going to have to fight through, just like when the Denver Nuggets had a step-up year, and then everybody realized, hey, if we don't take these guys seriously, they could beat us, and you start getting ready for them. And it's just a tougher road to hoe.
Sure.
They're not as good as last year, but they're tougher than they were last year.
Yeah, but you know what? So they've lost 3 of the last 4. The win was the Cowboys win, obviously. They lost to the Lions.
There's no shame in that.
Their other 2 losses were to the Titans and the Jets.
Well, that Titans
loss.
So
you can say we're stepping up, but those are crappy teams that are beating you.
That Titans loss, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. What on earth? I mean, literally, what on earth happened to you? That's a mentality thing. You don't lose. I don't care where you play the Titans. You don't lose to them. That's one of those where you do get home and start looking in the mirror.
Joe Mixon, 14 carries, 22 yards.
That's an Aggie loss at Auburn. That's one of those things is, yeah, you're probably where you should be in the grand scheme of growth, but that's unforgivable.
They sacked Will Levis 8 times. He threw a pick 6. And they still lost.
You know, AJ, winners win. That's what they do.
Will Levis, winners win.
Winners win.
We'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 3 of the Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you woke up this morning feeling good, nothing paining you and keeping you out of life. If that's you, again, carry on with your day. You're living right. If that's not you, like most of us, and you've got something painful, something that's just keeping you out of your life, you know, why? Why are you living with pain? You don't have to. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio with one mission in mind, is that's to get you out of pain and as fast as possible. Now, any medical professional will endeavor to get you out. It's how they do it that matters, because this has nothing to do with any sort of, well, over-the-counter or prescribed painkiller. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with surgery or long-term treatment prospects. This is your body being fixed to the point where it fixes itself in ways that you might not have imagined. I was astounded at how quickly I got better after lower back issues when I went to Arasti, because they did things differently than anything I'd ever done. And let me tell you, it worked. And it worked fast. On average, most Arasti patients get back in the game in under 4 visits. That could be you today. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. That's the number you call to make an appointment, because you know you don't need a referral, and when you walk in those doors, they accept most insurances. Do not wait any longer. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call them today. They're going to get you in fast, get you taken care of, and before you know it, you're going to be coming by thanking me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the southwest side, I-35 and northbound at Southwest Military Drive have a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. And on the northeast side, I-35 and northbound at Loop 410, disabled vehicle there also blocks the right lane. And staying on I-35 on the northeast side, do have a pocket of heavy traffic. I-35 and northbound from Topperwine to 1518. Might want to add a few extra minutes to your commute through that stretch. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. After a 13-year hiatus, the Aggies take on the Texas Longhorns. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Ready Whip.
Topping off a dessert or swirling it onto hot cocoa, Ready Whip is here to whip up some holiday cheer. Ready Whip is made with real cream, so pick up a can or 2. Ready Whip.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
George Gets Justice. The attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers are proud of their local roots and their deep connection to San Antonio. They stand up for their neighbors, fight for justice, and make sure every voice is heard. When you've been injured in an accident, count on George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George guarantees that you don't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George Gets Justice. Getgeorge.com.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Change is exciting, like moving into a new house or to a new city. Everything is new and different. Well, everything is also new and exciting with the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. From the design and styling to the performance and tech features, Kicks has been totally reimagined from the inside out. This city-size crossover is ready to take on city life and have fun doing it. Head to NissanUSA.com to see it today.
The best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I put on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 58th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the New York Giants to Jerry World.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I feel like we're in the tunnel, getting ready to be announced. Getting ready to light the lights and set off the fireworks. Get this candle going on Saturday night.
Oh. Rob, what's your confidence level going into Saturday night?
It's easy to say throw the records out. And there's some to that. But
throw the records out.
But there is a better team and there is a lesser team. And the better team's Texas. I mean, anybody.
Is this you just setting yourself up for?
No, I would have said that regardless. It's very difficult for me, but when you do look at what Texas is capable of, offensively, they're really, really as good a team as far as scheme-wise and X's and O's. I'd put them equal to, if not better, than that LSU team with Burrow. Burrow and that LSU team just did it with, we're just better at you and we're going to run by you. Sark's
they
offense,
have better players than everybody. That helps.
Yeah, but Sark's offense is so ingenuitive, and Texas runs their offense with arrogance, and I mean that in the best possible light. They're doing it, and they're doing it well, and they're telling you they're doing it well, and I appreciate that about a team. They know how good they are, and they don't have to do anything other than what they're doing. But the arrogance that they line up and run some ridiculous sets, and you got guys running sideways and upways, and they're having fun doing it, but then they're executing the play. Above and beyond doing the crazy stuff, it's working, and I like the arrogance that they bring. That doesn't mean it's going to work in the environment that's in College Station. That there's certainly a puncher's chance, but you'd have to be beyond myopic to say this is a fair fight, because Texas is coming in with more good things than A&M has, and they're better at the good things where A&M is bad. They throw deep on cornerbacks that don't cover deep. They're good in situational running events inside the guards. They're good at trapping guys. A&M's awful at that. There's some things that Texas is just better at, and where A&M is at its weakest. So it's going to take a miracle and a couple of freaking mistakes and probably an injury to make it an Aggie win. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be competitive. There's no reason it won't be. But at the end of the day, there's one team that's just got more bullets.
I loved the chaos of this weekend. I know your Aggies got caught up in it, but I loved that the crappy Big 12 basically got flipped upside down, and no one knows who's good, no one knows who's not good. I complained about it yesterday. I've talked about this before. I don't like field rushing. I don't like court storming. Like it makes your win feel
I do
lesser.
But that Vandy, when they hit the field,
there are times
when it is.
There are times if you are a historically crummy program and you beat a historically great program, okay.
And going back to next week, you're going to suck. Next week it ain't going to happen again. Yeah, charge it. But you're right. It's gotten overboard. And
Auburn rushing the field after beating Texas A&M.
Seriously.
Dude, Auburn's won 2 titles in my lifetime. Yeah. A&M hasn't ever been close.
So, yeah, that's...
Like, what are you doing?
But, I mean,
it lessens your program. Nebraska fans are rushing the field now? What?
Well, I mean, there's some of it is... Like Auburn and like Nebraska, symbolism maybe that we're back, although you freeze, you ain't got them back. And I agree, but I also know it's college.
Arizona State rushes the field twice against BYU.
Well, I'm happy they got to do that. That's all relative.
But the most embarrassing one by far this weekend. I was going to say, did you see this? You did not see this because you were...
No, I'm curious who it was other than the Auburn fan having way too much fun.
How about a team that won 41-7 and still rushed the field?
Why?
Because Florida State beat Charleston Southern.
Well, that was kind
for
of...
their second win of the season.
I think that was done in irony.
I don't know that it was.
It was an ironic celebration. That's all that was.
I think that's a celebration of...
do they do irony in Florida State?
I don't think so.
They don't have irony down there?
I don't think they're ironically bad. I think they're just bad. And they're like, you know what? This is our last chance to celebrate.
None of it in Tallahassee.
They play Florida next week. Now Florida suddenly looks like they've got a pulse. Florida State was like hoping and praying, we'll at least get Florida in a down year. Well, it looks like Florida, when healthy, is way better than Florida State. So they were like, we better get our celebrating in now. Better get it while it's good.
So they charged the field. Did they go dump
They beat an FCS school and rushed the field. That's Florida State. Next time you're left out of the playoff when you're undefeated, I'm going to point to this moment and say this is why. Because you're not big boy football.
Well, I mean, they could also say, ever since then we've been cursed.
Good.
That the NCAA gods cursed us.
Good.
Good. We were forced to
That's what you deserve.
And bring in Ungalalele just because it's their fault, not ours.
DJ.
Those poor. It was College of Charleston?
Charleston Southern.
Charleston Southern.
Not even regular Charleston.
So their rec team represented them.
Yeah.
They're co-rec champions.
Yep. But hey.
Good for them.
Good win.
Mike Norvell, that's the way to handle your business, baby.
God, I would be like, get off the field right now, everybody. This is inappropriate.
I'll tell you this: if A&M wins on Saturday, there are going to be a few people on the field.
You think so?
I guarantee it.
Well, I mean, again, if you're a historically crappy program that beats a historically good,
I think in this situation, this does not fall under that. I won't go that far, but I do think that if it were to occur, I think everybody would be, we're good with that.
Which, by the way, Texas is not above it because earlier this year when they were throwing trash on the field, it's just as bad. It's cornball behavior for big-time football programs.
It's the purple ribbon effect. And just because you got a ribbon doesn't mean you're successful. Yeah, you won a game. And I get the college exuberance, but it is embarrassing. It is.
Let's stop it.
Well, unless you want to do it. I've never actually done it. Never charged the field on anything.
No, I've never either.
Well, maybe we're missing out.
No.
maybe it's worth the time.
No. I always think, I can't believe there's never – I always think there's going to be fights because all these dudes are, running into these football players who are all dejected and pissed off. Now, I'm sure the Charleston Southern players weren't all that pissed off that they had lost. They knew for a while they were going to lose.
My question was always, okay, so I'm down there. What then? What you do when you won? You just kind of
run around and go, yay!
All right. So and then you just run from the cops. Is that basically how it works?
I mean, I don't think the cops are arresting anybody at that point.
Because once you're there, unless you're going to be part of the goalpost carry crew,
that's true.
There's not a whole lot to do.
Yeah, there's really not a lot to do. But I guess you're one of the cool kids when you do.
Well, let's see if Saturday night we rush the field.
You will.
If there's a win, I'll be there. Let me tell you, this is one of those events that truly the number of people that are there are going to triple.
Oh,
no matter what. Oh, yeah, I remember that game. Third deck cost me $8,000.
Have you seen what the Lakers are doing with Bronny James?
Like, are they making fun of him?
No.
Oh, you mean on down in where is he playing?
Well, that's sort of the thing right now. The Lakers have made the decision that Bronny is going to play for South Bay, the G League team, but only on their home games.
So he gets to go on the road, gets to go party?
When South Bay goes on the road, Bronny is getting called back up to the NBA roster. What? Like,
why is that surprising?
Well, because in the purpose of the G League to get guys who aren't ready for the NBA ready for the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but this isn't
road trips.
That was up until this year. Now it's
this
daycare.
Is so embarrassing.
No, it's daycare. That's what the South Bay. It's daycare for Bronny. He gets dropped off, and then when they're at home, he can come stay at home. But when they're on the road, somebody's going to have to take care of him. So he goes to daycare.
Dude, and Charles Barkley came out about this, and this is a really good quote from Charles Barkley. I think he's spot on. First, he said, this kid's not ready to play in the NBA. He should be in the G League so he can play basketball.
That's a true statement.
But he said, and also, this thing where he's only going to play home games, it's stupid. It's not fair to him. It's not fair to the team. Can you imagine the coach of that team? You come off a road trip and you have a player you haven't seen in a week or two, and then you feel like you got to play him. I don't think they're doing Bronny any favors. They've just handled this thing very bad. It's a bad look for the Lakers. I really like everything LeBron has done, but it's a bad look for him, too.
What if it was anybody else? I mean, the Spurs are notorious for guys going up and down because it's Austin. It's an hour drive. Hey, suit up tonight. You might use you. I mean, this isn't
because you're right,
out of the norm.
We might use you,
and
they're not planning on using Bronny. They just don't. He doesn't want to go on the road.
It's daycare, man. This is every rule that we used to think applied to the NBA went out the window. Everything that you go, your draft picks are meant to improve your team, and this was not about anything other than feeding an ego and a star. It had nothing to do with basketball. They're going to parse it that way. They're going to act like it's that way, but it's not. This is the Lakers going, thank you for everything, LeBron. You can have your son play with you for a year, and we'll do whatever you like, knowing full well it's just about over, and, we will carry on. We don't need that extra spot.
This is wild.
It's stupid. It's daddy ball. It's everything that you knew was going to happen when they said it was going to happen, and it has. They'll pay the price. Trust me. There's going to come a time when they need that bench spot, and that bench spot was not developed. It will bite them in the ass, one way or another. It always does.
I mean, they didn't learn last year when they had no depth, and it was like just two dudes.
It's going to come a time, and they're going to look down the bench, and Bronny's going to be there because it's a home game, and all JJ has is that. And at that moment, it'll settle in that, yeah, all this was about something that had nothing to do with winning.
It's wild behavior. And it is like when you say daddy ball, this is like I saw a lot of this like with baseball. Like there was always one kid. It's like, what's that kid doing on this team?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the coach's son.
Daddy ball.
Crazy that like that's what you'll do. Like, and that means there's 11 other guys who are looking around going, really, dude?
Mm-hmm.
This is what gives us the best chance. This.
Well, I mean,
I say 11. There's 10 because LeBron thinks it's fine.
As long as you get what you tolerate, and as long as you accept that, you're going to have to accept the fact that there's going to come a day because you did not adequately prepare either your player or your roster that you're just going to flat lose a game because of the decision you made months ago, and it will eventually bite them in the ass.
Good.
Yeah, good. But I think
does.
they've expected that as well.
Did you catch any of the Maui madness yesterday?
Man, it's getting even. All I caught was Hurley losing a game. I did watch the Memphis game, and in the first half, I couldn't imagine why Memphis wasn't ranked. I mean, they looked twice as fast as UConn did. They looked like UConn was kind of skating in, thinking they would just be UConn and win. And it got to Hurley. I hadn't seen I didn't see any of the other games last night other than that one in the prime time.
Yeah, UConn.
Or mid-afternoon.
Aiden Mahaney's not very good, first of all. The St. Mary's transfer that they apparently went all in on. He sucks. He sucks. They target him on defense. He's garbage. And the biggest takeaway was Dan Hurley cost them a game with a technical foul. And this is what, until Dan Hurley won that title 2 years ago, the first of his two, it was like, this is what Dan Hurley does.
Street fighter, man.
He blows games because he can't control his emotions. He was literally rolling around on the court yesterday, on the ground.
Coach, what are you doing?
In a pre-conference season MTE. What are we doing here?
And you're
man?
in Hawaii. Chill, man.
Relax.
Mahalo.
Relax. Auburn with a wild comeback win.
You really like Auburn.
I do. I love that team.
All in on them.
I love Johnny Broome. I mean, he's a freak show on defense, and he's figuring it out on offense. They've got some studs, man, and they were down 16 in that game to Iowa State. They were getting blown out, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
Iowa State's a good team. I mean, I don't know about 5-star talent, but they're always well coached.
They've got Scott Steiner's son on the team.
The wrestler?
The pro wrestler, yeah, his son's on the team.
On basketball team.
Yeah. But yeah, Auburn came all the way back and won by 2. I was laying 3.
Oh, wow.
Blah. We'll talk some more of that coming up next. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportsstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportsstar.com.
This report is sponsored by ReadyWhip.
This is the sound of holiday happiness. Yeah, ReadyWhip. Fun to use, fun to eat. You're not ready for the holidays without ReadyWhip.
If you're tired of drinking the same old beer, good news for you, friends. Karbach Brewing has you covered. They've got something for everybody in their lineup. No matter what you like, they can improve on what you've been drinking. Whether it's a Hopadillo, a Love Street, or a Crawford Bock, they've got something for everybody. And Karbach has one of the leading IPAs in San Antonio, Hopadillo IPA, an iconic Texas IPA packed with the bitterness of hops from around the world that the hop monster craves. And one of Karbach's leading brands, the top seller in San Antonio, in fact, is the Love Street Blonde. It's a state of mind, a San Antonio state of mind. It's a Kolsch-style blonde, hopped delicately with floral German hops. This beer has the clean malt profile that you're looking for. And if you're used to drinking cerveza, they've got that as well. The Karbach Cerveza Especial is right for you. Like I said, something for everybody. And when you're in Houston, make sure you go check out the brewery, check out all the beers they have on tap. But while you're here in San Antonio, you want to try something new, why don't you try out a Karbach?
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully. playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the southwest side, I-35 and northbound at Southwest Military Drive have a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. And on the northeast side, I-35 and northbound at Loop 410. Disabled vehicle there also blocks the right lane. And staying on I-35 on the northeast side, do have a pocket of heavy traffic. I-35 and northbound from Topperwine to 1518. Might want to add a few extra minutes to your commute through that stretch. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Texas Longhorns quarterback Quinn Ewers got good news after undergoing an MRI over the weekend. It revealed he suffered just a mild ankle sprain and should be good to go Saturday against Texas A&M. San Antonio Spur Harrison Barnes has been named Western Conference Player of the Week after averaging 22 points a game and over 8 boards. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 4 of the Little Bitty Baby Morning Huddle on 94.1. Coog says, sound the alarm, boomer alert. You can apply this to any 15th man on the bench on any team. No, you
that
can't.
Is not the case.
The 15th man on any bench on any team is usually the 15th best player in their organization.
Or at least the part of the future plans, or that one guy, that one puzzle piece that, if needed, will come in and do something for you. That's why you're the 15th guy. You ain't a daycare. It's not just a spot so you can learn what it's like to be an NBA player. That's for the G League.
And what I'm saying is there are multiple players on Bronny's G League team that are better than him who are going to be having to make these road trips. It's just hard to keep a locker room happy when someone's getting special treatment. And, you know, whatever you think when you get to pro sports, it's merit-based. You know, you understand AAU or, you know, club ball, whatever. There's going to be
college. There's
going to be politics and favorites. Usually once you get to the pros, everything should be based on merit. And this is just an obvious case where it isn't.
We can't defend this. I mean, it is exactly as defined.
Cougs,
Daddy ball.
Bronny James isn't selling tickets.
No, he's not.
No one's going to the Lakers game to see Bronny. I assure you, Bronny James is not moving the needle for the Lakers. He's not. He's not an NBA caliber player. That's the difference.
Does this guy own a Bronny jersey?
I'm sure he does. I don't know, but that's all it is. Is when guys see that a non-NBA caliber player is getting NBA minutes when they're not, and they're having to go on these crummy road trips in the G League, dude, that's just not organizationally healthy. So,
well, they've been a bastion of wise decisions lately. So
never forget 2020 and the Emirates Cup last year.
That's right. They know what they're doing.
And the Emirates Cup. And you can call me a boomer all you want, Cougs.
The boomer?
I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Like I'm an old man for thinking, sports teams should have the best players play. Okay. If that's a boomer thing, so be it, I guess. Yeah. I'm a boomer. You could just be a weird Bronny fan, like weird Bronny fan.
I think you hate the James name.
It's very odd to be fighting this hard for Bronny James. But
typical Laker fan. How dare you? How dare you defame this team?
Dude, I don't think Laker fan wants Bronny James either.
Most Laker fans I can name a bunch of teams. They're T-shirt fans. They don't know.
Well, they gonna learn. They gonna learn. The college football playoff new poll will be released today. I think the big loser from this weekend was again the Big 12.
Oh yeah. If there was a true merit-based top 12, there wouldn't be a single Big 12 team. If it was merit-based top 12 teams, they're not one in the Big 12s in there. Not one.
Here's where we're at now with this thing. There is still a world, because all these teams have been losing, that Tulane could pass. If Tulane finishes out the season, beats Army, wins the AAC, Tulane could be ranked ahead of the Big 12 champion.
And should be.
I think so, too, because I think they beat them.
There's no good football being played in the Big 12. None. Not one team.
I mean, I don't think that I don't think that conference deserves a team in the playoff. They're just not that good.
Yeah, and I know Big 12 defenders will go, well, look at the SEC. They keep losing, too. It's different. That is the knife fight. This is just a bunch of average.
What the SEC has done is they opened the door for Clemson to get back into this thing.
And rightfully so.
They opened the SEC did the biggest favor this weekend when Bama and Ole Miss lost and Texas A&M. The biggest benefactor of that, or the biggest beneficiary of that, was Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana lost that game. Everybody's like, oh, if they get their ass kicked, they're going to fall right out.
Where would you put them tonight?
Indiana?
Yeah. Are they 12th? As far as the seeding goes, would you put them in at 12?
8th or 9th.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you. I think they're even better than that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them for that loss. That was a tough one.
They'll get their ass kicked in the playoff, but what they've done is they've deserved it. They've played a crummy schedule. Yes. They've lost one game.
In Ohio State, and even the score wasn't indicative.
Yeah, the Big 12 plays crummy schedule, and they
don't.
They got 3 losses.
If Indiana was in the Big 12, they'd have a 4-game lead right now. Did you see Travis Hunter doing the Heisman pose a couple times during that Kansas loss?
Yeah, it does it all the time. You lost, bro. But you know what? He's going to win the Heisman.
And yes, he's that good. But that's when you see that.
He's not even the best player on his team.
Like, man, you make it so easy to jump on the bandwagon against when you do stuff
Rob,
like
I
that.
said this
I don't want to.
I said this yesterday. I stand by it. If Travis Hunter's head fell off week 1 due to injury, Colorado might have one more loss than they've got. If Shedeur Sanders' head fell off, Colorado would be 2-10. They would be a joke. And Shedeur Sanders is the best player on Colorado. He's not the best pro prospect.
Yeah, okay.
But he is the reason Colorado's been competitive this year. I don't know if first of all, Travis Hunter's not the best wide receiver on Colorado's football team.
No, I don't think he's even going to play wide receiver. But
I don't think he is either.
But that crap is the reason why he won't. That the reason why Deion is not long for Colorado. It's that.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do that, you better win.
The other beneficiaries, Tennessee, I mean, they didn't
talk about falling ass backwards.
Yeah, they're a week off. Like a week ago, it was like, well, they're eliminated. Well, we were until everybody else lost, and now Notre Dame is all but assured. I mean, I guess they could if they lose to USC. That'd be I don't think they can though. I think USC stinks. So yeah, it's. I know Oregon. I know Ohio State. I know Penn State. I know Texas, Indiana, Georgia. Although I don't know. I guess if Georgia loses an SEC championship game, 3 losses, are they in?
If that happens and it's in the championship game and it ain't awful, they're in. That would be the only way a 3-loss team. It would take either Alabama. Well, no. That would be the only way they get in. I don't think Alabama would be in if there is a 3-loss Georgia. If there's not, Alabama could still sneak in.
Notre Dame, Tennessee,
which I think that's going to be fixed on its own.
Boise, 1, maybe 2 ACC teams from the SMU Miami, Clemson crowd.
I think SMU's in.
I think 2 of those 3 are going to be in. And then either a Big 12 champion or Tulane.
Well, I think Big 12 has to get in.
I don't think they do. The Big 12 doesn't have to get in.
I can't imagine a scenario when those guys go behind closed doors that they vote a group of 5 team higher than a Power 5. I just can't imagine those guys going behind closed doors and going, nope, no Big 12 in the tournament.
Okay, so, well, here's the thing. When it comes to the voting, maybe. But you know there's still a world where West Virginia can win the Big 12 now?
I agree with the premise, and you're right. But I cannot imagine. These guys work with amongst each other, and there is it's kind of like when at the end of a bench on a college team, you've got the last scholarship dude and the first preferred walk-on. And it is
you lived in this shoe.
Yeah, it is never in the coach's interest to play the preferred walk-on. The scholarship dude always gets the minutes because it makes you look bad. You know, this guy just showed up and he's better than the guy you spent a scholarship on. Same thing with this. These are a bunch of ADs. This is one of us. We can't not send a Big 12 team. Think of the precedent we would set. We have to send one, and it doesn't look good, and they're not deserving. But I can't imagine if it's the old boy network that I expect it to be, that they would not let them go. If it's realistic, they have no right to be there. But you got to work with these cats. You know, this is something that goes deeper than just the game. And TV rights, too. Think of all of the households you'd just be giving up if you didn't send a Big 12 team to the tournament. You sent Tulane instead of,
Instead of Iowa State?
Well,
who cares?
It's still a Big 12, and they're still following. I agree. I can't imagine the sacrifice that it would take. I don't think it's ensconced enough for them to do this. If this was 10 years down the road, yeah, I can see it happening every now and again. But right now,
the only Big 12 programs that have a fan base that would move the needle for the playoff are Colorado right now, and BYU. That's it. Anybody else, no one cares.
I would say, but even less so Tulane. I think when you say Tulane,
no, I agree,
you
but that's why
the load. You go, oh.
But you know what? You're Tulane. You're going to play Ohio State.
Right.
All you are is cannon fodder anyway. Like, who cares who goes to play Ohio State? Like, if you're an Ohio State fan, are you less likely to tune in to see Ohio State, Iowa State, or Ohio State, Tulane? No one cares.
If you're not, I disagree. I think the numbers you would see that as just a passive fan. Well, that's the one game I'm going to miss. I don't care, but that's going to be 50-0. But maybe if it's
I've already
Iowa
penciled
State
that in as like
Tech,
I've already penciled in Penn State Boise as that game.
To justify the 12 teams, you have to have 12 good teams. And this year, you don't.
You don't.
And the hope was that you'd have 12 teams truly fighting for it. The fact of the matter, you got about 9, and there's 3 that are just going to kind of play on the edges. And that might be what we always get. I know the hope was something different,
that you would have an argument that the 13th best team deserves to be there, when truly the argument is even the 11th best team probably shouldn't be there. And that's not the best scenario. So if I can't match the quality, at least I can bring a name. At least it'll say Iowa State or name the big state school instead of small private Tulane that I can't even name their conference. It just doesn't feel like that's the way we want to finish this playoff off, but it would be the right thing to do.
It really would
It
be.
would be.
If it's the 5 highest ranked conference champions, give me Tulane. Yeah.
And maybe that's the paradigm shift with the NIL is there's always going to be that, and we got to just get used to the team that pops up that, well, no, we're never going to get used to that.
Because Tulane will finish out the season with, it would be a win over Memphis, and then they would have a win over Army, presumably in the American Championship game.
See, that's just not enough, man. It's just, if they had a big win in there, if you could point to an LSU win or some sort of mid-level big SEC win, they don't even do that. They can't even do that. There's nothing. If Northern Illinois was hanging on the fringes, you could go, well, they did beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. Tulane doesn't have that.
Nothing.
But man, I don't want to see the Big 12 rewarded for mediocrity.
I don't think it's a reward because what you're doing is you're offering a sacrificial lamb. So it will be further defined how bad your conference is because you're going to come in at number 12 and take on an Oregon team that's going to score 60 on you, and that's your conference champion. So in their best interest as far as media goes, it might be better just to go away quietly and go win the Holiday Bowl. But no, the Big 12 will be exposed by how bad they are because they'll be the 12th ranked team and they'll take on the number 1 team in the country on the road. After a game,
my power ratings. I have a tie for my number 1 Big 12 team, and one of the 2 teams tied is Kansas, who is barely. I don't even know if they're going to be bowl eligible.
Well, they win big games. I'll give them that. I mean, they win the ones that matter. It's the other ones that kind of get in the way.
What a mess that crummy conference is. I don't want anybody there from that conference. Beat it.
God, Colorado. As mad as Aggie fan can be. I mean, Colorado had the table set. They could have been a fantastic story coming into the tournament. They really could have been, but it ain't going to happen. Losers lose.
All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I woke up this morning and showered clean under a Connecticut water-softened shower, and oh my goodness, did I enjoy it. Yesterday, I got home from a deer lease a couple of days, and man, that water felt good. It was much needed. And the difference, when you leave your Connecticut and use anybody else's water softener that doesn't have one, you can feel it. You literally can feel it. You know your water from others. You know when you've got a Connecticut that you're going to get all the soap off your body. They're not going to be that weird film on you. You're not going to have that stuff in your hair, and certainly not going to end up on your glasses and on your plates and in your ice. It's not going to be there. You know it's not there. When you're someplace else, that's what it really proves the value of your Connecticut water softener. And now's the time to get one, friends. And you might have been thinking about it for a minute and kind of put it down the list and might have been happy with what you had, but now's the time to decide, because if you'll jump in right now and make the call to 656 Pure, they're going to come out and put a Connecticut on your own for 90 days. Free of charge. They're not going to ask you for anything, just a signature. They'll put it down there, and they'll call you in 3 months, see if you like it. And if you don't, they'll come get it. Hey, we tried, right? But you're going to be like most of us. You're going to find out that there is truly a difference. That when you have a Connecticut, you minimize the soap scum and the spotted fixtures. You don't worry about motherboards going out. You don't have to worry about buying so much salt. It only works when you work, and it's got all the awards to prove that it's the most efficient water softener on the market. And you're going to know that after 90 days use. So when you buy it, and you probably will, and you should, there's a little gift for you. For a limited time, when you purchase a Connecticut, you're going to get a reverse osmosis drinking station installed in your kitchen sink for free. That's purified water right at your sink. No more water bottles, not any of that. Perfect for cooking and your coffee and everything else. And that's just for buying the Connecticut, for taking advantage of the very best. Here's the number you need. It's 656-PURE. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. Go get yourself a Connecticut water softener. Come by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the south side, I-35 is southbound as you approach Benton City Road. Do have some road construction blocking the left lane, causing some delays. Might want to add a few extra minutes to your commute. through that area. And good news on the northwest side, had a disabled vehicle on I-10 eastbound at Crossroads Boulevard that had the right lane and the exit ramp blocked. That has since been cleared. Traffic moving just fine through that area. I'm Dan Miles, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Ready Whip.
Topping off a dessert or swirling it onto hot cocoa, Ready Whip is here to whip up some holiday cheer. Ready Whip is made with real cream, so pick up a can or two. Ready Whip.
Harbor Freight knows tool people like to keep busy. But with our Black Friday sale coming up Thanksgiving weekend, you'll want to free up some time. We're talking deals like our 5,000-watt generators under $800, 17-foot ladders for $99.99, and 40% off Icon Pro socket sets. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 12/2/24 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the propane tank on your grill first before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up. Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law Fights.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
When I wake up The best mornings in the morning light, start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. After a 13-year hiatus, the Aggies take on the Texas Longhorns. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Feels very industrial.
Oh, it is. It's 9 Inch Nails, baby.
I know.
Money.
I'm a late 80s, early 90s 9 Inch Nails fan.
Money.
That's speaking of weird predilections. This is Reznor.
Yeah. He's a musical genius, quite frankly. He's a weird dude.
Yeah. But he's defined by the goth thing, though. Whenever I see that he's done that, whenever it's like lyrical music, you're like, really? He did that?
People don't realize that 9 Inch Nails is really just Trent Reznor. Like, he does everything. He writes the music, he plays the music, it's all him.
Was he in Ministry?
No.
No, that was a different band.
Yeah.
Sounded like.
No, he's 9 Inch Nails has been his baby, and Like, he doesn't want anybody interfering with it, so he has guys who play with him, but he's the only decision maker. He is the de facto dude.
What's the that other band? The what you said it, Vic? What was it? The guy that?
Which one?
The other band that you always think of that he has a big role in.
Oh, Creedence. Creedence Clearwater Revival. Like Dave.
That was not what I was going. No, I was going. What's the dude that looks like that?
Which one?
Oh, Beautiful People. What's
Marilyn
that?
Manson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I judge him by that. Not the Creedence Clearwater. Dude. Bad Moon Rising. His Bad Moon is a whole different moon when you're dealing with him.
I'm telling you, like John Fogerty, I read his book, and John Fogerty, when they started Creedence, basically nobody else in the band even knew how to play instruments. Wow. Like he had to write all their parts and then like show them how to play it. Like it was literally him and then, you know, when the money stuff came up, they were like wanting an equal share, and he's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
And that's why he disappeared for so long.
Exactly.
That catalog went away.
Yep. Because he wrote all the songs. He wrote every part of all the songs and, like, just carried these dudes along, including his brother who was in the band, didn't know how to play an instrument. He taught him. I mean...
Wow, I had no idea CCR was such a fractured band.
Oh, they really are. It was like one really talented dude and then just some guys standing behind him trying not to blow it. And they would blow it half the time, and he'd, like... After shows, you'd have to yell at him and be like, dude, you can't, we got a real show here. You can't play like this. What's wrong with you? You suck.
Was it Sting and the Police? Although Copeland and those guys could actually play, but without him, that was nothing.
Yeah. I was fascinated by that. The fact that none of those dudes even knew, like, I guess the bass player didn't even know how to, like, properly hold the guitar when he started. It's like, dude, you're really wanting to have a band. That's like, it sounds like a junior high group, like, hey, we
just look good.
Yeah, we need another guitar player. Well, I don't know how to play guitars though.
Well, that's from Cheech and Chong. Well, I can act like a punk and hold on a guitar. I can play punk music.
Yeah,
I just act like a punk.
Dun 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 dun.
See,
good stuff.
Just act like a punk.
Mama talking to me, tried to tell me how to live. Dun 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 dun. But I don't listen to her because my head is like a sieve. Dun dun dun. Oh, man.
See?
Good times.
Do you think anybody gets Cheech and Chong humor anymore, or is that a boomer thing?
It's still a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Am I a boomer?
Oh, somebody on this.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Somebody thinks you are.
Get off my lawn.
15th
player on the bench.
A man, this is odd. A man was trying to get to work, and an elk was in the way. Just standing in the road.
He's in Florida.
Colorado.
Oh.
The man was like trying to get the elk to move, and he doesn't want to move, as elks are wont to do. They are stubborn beasts. So then he yells at the elk. Then the elk charges, and he threw his hot coffee on the elk, which was enough to make it go away.
Really? I must have had a lot of coffee.
Right?
It's not known if this guy is going to be charged or not.
For assaulting an elk with coffee?
A spokesperson for Colorado Parks and Wildlife said, in general, you should not approach wildlife. It is illegal to harass them at any time, even if they're blocking your path to work.
Even with decaf?
Even with decaf, you cannot harass them.
I would say, okay, charge me, and I will find a jury of my peers to convict me of that.
I feel
I have to just stand and watch the elk.
Time.
Okay, fair enough.
There you go.
Now, he should have had a rifle.
That would have been smarter.
And a license, and he would have been fine.
Coffee got the job done.
Yeah.
A social media influencer, a TikTok gal, I'm sure Vic follows. Vic is the most active of us on TikTok.
On the tick face?
Tick Space, I think it's called. She was TikToking. She was live streaming a shopping spree at Target. Except
she wasn't shopping.
She was shoplifting. And police were able to track her down after an anonymous caller helped them identify the suspect on Instagram and TikTok.
Somebody snitched.
Well, no.
Of course they did.
You broadcast it live.
I mean, I can't even feel bad for you.
I don't even feel bad for you.
I can't call people. You snitched on yourself. That's self-snitching.
How? Well, how brazen.
What an idiot. I mean,
did they give any tricks though?
No, I don't know. You got to follow her to find out. You got to follow her.
I don't know where she put that steak.
Right?
We have to rewind the video on this one.
Yeah. We'll see. You know when you're out on the lake and there's the no wake zones. Yes. Well, there was a flood in Britain, in Worcestershire, and a tractor drove through it. He drove through the flooded streets, going really fast, and the wave of water smashed up the windows and doors on the businesses.
He must have been flying, all right?
He must have had an Ewald Kubota.
Must have been.
He got a badass tractor.
That orange
Bubba.
one flying through the water.
The video shows the large tractor plowing through the flood. People can be heard saying,
like,
oh my God, you have not just done that, you idiot. Some businesses said they did not think they would have been badly affected by the flooding if not for the water smashing through windows and doors, which were keeping the water out. Others say they had already been flooded, but the wave worsened the damage.
Do we know who was in it and why he was speeding through the town?
They're on the search for him.
Oh, we don't know who it was. I thought it might be like a rescue vehicle on the way to help someone. No? Just a kid doing donuts in his tractor?
They're the lowest person in Tinbury right now. Look at the damage it's caused. That's certainly not flood damage, is it? That's the impact of the tidal wave. It washed all the defense barriers away.
It's because he was driving on the wrong side of the road.
If he'd been on the other side,
he would have been fine.
He was driving in the middle.
Well, he should have been on the left side.
He was
or the
driving
right side,
in the
I'm
middle.
Sorry. Should have been right.
The other thing was the water was above her. This lady was saying the water was above my husband's waist. And when he was trying to shut the door when this guy came through and
sounds to me like they were going to get flooded anyway.
Kind of.
You're going to tell me a tractor did all that damage and the water was already waist deep?
Well,
I'm not buying. I think this is some kind of insurance.
That's
scam.
what they're selling. Well, there's video of it.
I'm still not buying it. Tractor caused that?
Yeah.
He was going to have an act of God.
You hang around lawyers too much.
What was your
the water's waist deep, and you're telling me the tractor caused the flood? All right,
Vic. What's the name of that girl that you said half an 8-ball and you'd
Oh no!
You do it.
Gorko? What was
What
her
was her
name?
name?
Gorlock.
Gorlock.
Well, Vic
The
came
destroyer.
in. Vic came in during a break and was like, "I found out Gorlock was a man."
Yeah.
So now he's taken his offer off the table of half 8-ball.
Now wait, rewind the tape. I hadn't heard this. Is that real?
Gorlock is apparently a former man who is now
Who's transitioning?
which kind of explains.
There is some answers there.
Yeah, because God doesn't make women that ugly. Now, men, God's made some men.
Yeah, I've seen some.
God's made some men that are repulsive, and if one of those men decides to transition, then God's like, well, this is out of my hands.
I have a lot of questions.
Why?
So, well, no, I'm not going to go there. It's a man, baby.
Speaking of transgender, where
which I really hoped we hadn't, but there it went again.
Well, the chief guy against transgender movement in America, the spokesperson, is a fella named Dave Chappelle. He's the enemy of the transgender.
Yeah.
So it's long been known that when you go to a Chappelle show, you can't take your phone in. Like they now
put them in those little magnet bags. Yeah.
Lock up your phone. Okay, no big deal. Well, this time, going even further, Dave Chappelle was at the Paramount Theater on Saturday night, and he said, last time he was there, he had done the closer special, and he got widespread criticism for rants about transgender people. And now Chappelle said he didn't want to deal with it again. So this time He said there are no pens or notebooks allowed.
What if I have a photographic memory? Am I allowed in?
Nope.
If I can remember everything you said verbatim, am I allowed in?
No media at all, he said. So if you're trying to come there and report on the jokes he's telling, he is not having it.
Simmer down, Dave. Simmer down. Dude, you're not that big a deal. Simmer down.
Seems a little unnecessary.
A little much. Come on.
I do love Dave Chappelle, though.
If you're so concerned about your content causing, then don't sue the content. If you think it's that bad, then don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
He's as
bad as the other side.
By now, you're not getting canceled.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't. Yeah. What?
You've survived. They've thrown
doing?
everything at you. I think the uncancelable people are Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan. Whatever gets thrown at him, and probably Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
Though, whatever gets thrown at them, it just seems to bounce off of them, and they're fine.
Cares?
Yeah, people aren't going to change. You either love them or you don't.
Well, a comedian, I think, has a little of a bit of more leeway, even more
I think so
space
too.
to operate.
And I think rightfully so.
Yes, you're supposed to. And for you to do the very opposite, you should allow people in that don't like you. If you're going to poke them in the nose, let them in there. If you're going to talk about them, let them be in there if you've got enough sack. That angers me about Chappelle. I didn't know that was him.
They did say it was the most inoffensive PG-13 set that he's seen him do.
Lenny Bruce wouldn't have done that. Carlin wouldn't have done that.
And it said that may have been because there was literally a 15-year-old sitting in the front rows. Chappelle noticed immediately, which sparked a little friendly bit of crowd work that ended by thanking the teenager for making time to be there given his busy masturbation schedule.
Oh, that's true. I'm offended.
He also shared a bit about San Francisco needing a Batman with a punchline about teaching the homeless community the Thriller dance, which that's actually not a bad idea.
I heard Thriller this morning.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised. Sometimes I hear you pull in and you listen to your music very loud in the car.
I'm half deaf.
You're a rocker through and through.
I heard Thriller this morning and I left it there.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Slow Thriller.
All right, we'll be back when we do. Well, when we do come back, we're going to go over the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
I want to talk to you real quick about an opportunity you have in front of you. Ewald Kubota, one of the families that's been taking care of Central and South Texas for 75 years with all their tractor needs and all the things that you need to make a living and live life well out on the property. They've got something for you. The Kubota RT520 is one of the most exciting RTVs on the market today, and Ewald right now is benefiting One Hope for Kids. And what I say by benefiting is right now they're offering a raffle for a Kubota RTV 520. The best you can get, you can go get for a raffle, and it's supporting a great cause that's been helping San Antonians and South Texans out for a long time. That's One Hope for Kids. And, One Hope has been taking care of the adoption part of the work. They do amazing work in San Antonio and the surrounding areas. And it's a great chance for you to give back and help Ewald help us. And at the same time, go take a look at some fine tractors. Specials through and through while you're there. 0% financing. If you're looking for the best RTV, if it's time to put that tractor in Daddy's garage, if it's time for you to break some land, there's one stop to make, and that's Ewald Kubota. All 11 locations around South Texas are there to get you taken care of. But while they're doing that, it's an opportunity for you. $20 ticket price. You can even get them online at onehopeforkids.org/donate. It's time to get a Kubota. It's time to go get the stuff you need around home, but it's also time to help Ewald take care of those around us. Head by any of the 11 locations around South Texas, offer up a little bit for the raffle, and get yourself one of the best tractors you can get with an APR you can live with. 0%. You can save yourself up to $1,000. Go to KubotaUSA.com for more details. That's One Hope for Kids, $20 raffle. You could walk away with a Kubota RTV 520. Get a hold of any of the Ewald Kubotas for any information you need, but go and help out those that are trying to help. All proceeds will benefit One Hope for Kids charity. For 75 years, from the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 58th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the New York Giants to Jerry World.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY. Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey there, you and aisle 2. I see you by the fiber and laxatives. You still using those to manage your constipation with belly pain? If your symptoms keep coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. So you may need more than over-the-counter treatments to manage it. Ask your doctor about how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tab when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. And they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey, this is Greeny. Join me today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Awkward. Mac Brown, Monday at his press conference, said he fully intends to return and be the head coach at North Carolina next season. They said, he said, you never talk to your AD until the year's over. Everybody does that. My total focus is on NC State. What an awful thing to be talking about me when you've just played a bad game and need to beat State. And they asked him directly, was it his intention to return next year? And he said, yes, absolutely. Now that's made even more awkward because, he says, I realized at the time the team needed me more than ever before, so probably more than any other time in my career, in my life, I feel like these kids and these coaches need me to step up and be strong and try to help them learn to navigate through these storms and this turmoil.
And then he was promptly fired.
Today he's been fired. Wow. Yeah.
The AD, Bubba Cunningham.
Bubba.
I'm sure they heard him say
God,
that.
please.
Upstairs, they were like, did he just say he thinks he's coming back? I thought we told him he ain't.
Please never let me be fired by someone named Bubba.
Bubba Cunningham.
Oh, my gosh.
Would you rather be fired by somebody named Bubba or Hootie?
Hootie?
Yeah, there was a dude that ran a Hootie.
You know what? Give me Bubba.
Yeah.
I'll take Bubba.
At least Bubba, I feel like he's
somebody's little brother.
He's got some dirt on his hands at some point. Hootie, I don't even know what that is.
Hootie, get in here.
The only Hootie I know is the Blowfish.
No, see that.
Oh, yeah.
There was a conference, some dude named Hootie, or something thereabout.
Well, yeah, I'll be back. 2025. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be out here.
It's sad.
Clapping it up for my boys. But yep, I'm
And you make
happy to be a part of the
point.
program.
He is by far the greatest thing that has ever happened to the UNC football program.
They don't realize it.
Even close. And you just don't want to coach long enough to where you become the butt of a joke. And he's now becoming the butt of a joke. And I understand what he's saying, and he's saying the things that an old warhorse should say. But obviously you don't have the wherewithal, or you think you have a bigger wherewithal than you do when you say, I plan on coming back next year. Like, dude, that's not your decision to make.
I would think that Mac, who is the winningest head coach in North Carolina history, and it's quite frankly, it's not even close. He's got 107 wins. The next closest guy has 72. So this is by far the best coach in North Carolina history. He's coached 18 seasons there. 16 of them, he had a winning record. The only 2 he didn't were his first 2. I'm not saying they can't fire him. I'm saying you let him finish the season. You don't fire him before the North Carolina State game. You don't fire him before the bowl game even. You quietly let him know, hey, coach, we're not going to bring you back next year. We're going to move on. We want you to finish out we want to give you the chance to step away gracefully.
Dude, you went back and looked at his history. Why would you do this? In between the Mac Brown era, when he left in 97, they followed him with Carl Torbush, John Bunting, Butch Davis,
How'd that go
Everett
for him?
Withers, and Larry Fedora.
How'd it go for him?
God.
Not good, right? Like it was a quick reminder that, North Carolina's a basketball school.
But this is a shock, but a return to normalcy when you think you're going to get better by waving goodbye to Mac. And they will personally, but professionally, no. This football team will not be back anytime soon. They're not going to bring in some world changer. There's not what's the guy from Indiana? There's not one of those floating around.
Yeah,
he's not here.
You can say, well, and you said this during the break, well, yeah, Mac brings in all the guys, but has never coached them up. And it's true, and if in a way that's been the knock on him. But you're never getting Julius Peppers to come to North Carolina without a Mac Brown. No. Like you can't get those groceries without Mac Brown.
And that's why, you know what, though, honestly, AJ, he's probably been here 3 years just because of that. Probably that Mac Brownness that you're talking that should have kept him his job. I get the sense it already has, that they have come to the end of even that. Kind of like in Texas. Even though you're still bringing in as good a blue chippers as we've ever hoped to get, you're still not very good. We're winning in February. We like that. But you're going to have to cross the pond. And he never did. And he ran out his welcome at Texas because he was still bringing in the blue chippers but not winning. And North Carolina, to some degree, I think it was the same thing.
Yeah. But
sad, and
the difference is at Texas, 8 and 5 seasons are a disappointment. At North Carolina, that's like,
well, I don't think they're chasing conference titles. They just don't want to get beat by James Madison. They don't want to get hammered by North Carolina State, which they're about to have happen. They don't have championship aspirations. They just don't want to lose to their arch rivals or get embarrassed. And that's what is now happening.
They were 8-5 last year, 9-5 the year before, 6-5 right now. Like, I don't know.
We all knew it, AJ. The moment James Madison hangs a 50 burger on you, you can't come back. You're just not allowed to do so, no matter what your resume says.
Well, James Madison actually hung a 70 burger on them. It was 70-50 was the final.
No matter what excuse, reason, you don't get to come back to a Division I Power 5
James
team.
Madison is actually really good,
Doesn't matter. You don't give 70 points up
No, you're right.
to an FBS school. I don't care who you are.
Well, they're not an FBS school. They're in the Sun Belt.
They're still an FBS school.
they are
an
an FBS school. They play in bowl games. They're big boy football. It's just Sun Belt football.
Well, FBS.
Yeah. So Mac Brown gets. Like I said, I would have let him finish the year and said, "Hey, quietly, Mac, you're not going to be back next year. We can go about this the way you want to. We can either make it like you're fired, or you can say, after talking to my wife, I've decided to step away from the program, and we can start working on bringing in the next guy, and you can coach out the bowl season."
Get the sense,
that's what I would have let him do.
I think that conversation was already had. I do.
Then
he came out and said, "No, I'm coming back." And we're like, "Wait a minute! I thought we had already discussed. I'm going to protect you through this, and now I got to fight through the fact you're telling people you're coming back."
Then you know what? Then if that's the case, the head's got to roll.
Seriously, I mean, you don't do that to Mac Brown without something to
I wouldn't
create a situation where you're like, "Dude, just leave." I've put myself out. I should have fired you after the James Madison game, and I didn't. And we talked, and you said you would quietly leave, retire at the end of the year, and you now saying you're coming back.
Yeah.
The kickback was so fast that obviously he had promised or said something to somebody that he did not do.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You're coming back.
Yeah. The fact that he said that yesterday and now.
And the next day he's gone.
All right, let's take a look at the daily lines brought to you by SA Card House.
Morning Huddles look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Daily lines brought to you by SA Card House, 281 in Bitters, San Antonio's premier card house. We got Maction. This is the last of it. The last midweek Maction, baby. Kent State, the worst team in college football.
Yep.
They're on the road at Buffalo. Buffalo minus 23.5 points.
Roll Buffalo.
Ugh. Buffalo's so bad, too. That's the worst thing is, like, this isn't even a good team. And it's like, oh, do I want to lay 23.5 with a bad football team? That's your option, though. I can't bet this because my power rankings make this 14 on a neutral, which I don't think I can give Buffalo.
Buffalo's 5-2, aren't they? No, they're 5-2 in conference. They're not terrible.
They're 5-2 in the MAC. They're terrible.
Well, 5-2. Keep in mind, we're going up against. They're 0-7.
Yeah.
What are they against the spread? I bet they're terrible against the spread.
Well, keep in mind, my power rankings, it's all teams below Buffalo are Akron,
they've lost
Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Ball State, Kent State. That's 5 MAC teams below them. So it's
they've lost 11 in a row.
Kent State's dreadful, but I can't lay 20. I can't give Buffalo 9.5 points for home field advantage. I just can't do it. I don't blame you for not. I'm certainly not betting Kent State because I don't hate myself.
Last time they met 24-6 in 2023. Buffalo took them.
See, that wouldn't get the job done here.
It would not.
Toledo is at Akron. Toledo an 8-point favorite.
Sounds like a backyard brawl to me.
The Rocket Ships have something to play for. Akron does not. If I was looking to bet a Big Mac favorite tonight, I think it'd be Toledo. It would not be Buffalo.
This feels like the Sam Houston, Stephen F. battle. Everybody knows
each other. The Battle of the Piney Woods?
Whatever that part of Ohio is. But it feels like these guys all went to high school together,
Probably.
all know each other. One just had better grade point.
And none of them are good at football. Otherwise, they would have been at Ohio State.
Yeah, nothing with that.
College basketball, boy, oh boy, do we have ourselves a schedule
See, we get it right now.
Tonight.
And then right before Christmas, and then we get the tournament. You know, you get conference play is awesome, but these kind of momentum tournament games, go take a nap, eat some fruit slices, and come back and play later. I love this.
Creighton is going to tip off at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Creighton, this is at the Players Era Festival Power Tournament at the MGM Grand Garden in Las Vegas.
Lovely place to be.
Creighton is playing San Diego State. Creighton, a 4.5-point favorite. The second game in that little span is Texas A&M and Oregon. Aggies, minus 3.5 against unbeaten Oregon, 5-0 Oregon.
I had no idea.
Game 3 in that little grouping is the game of the night, I think. Houston Cougars, Alabama Crimson Tide. Houston, 4.5-point favorites over Alabama.
I don't know if I'd lay any money, but I will be watching.
Oh, yes. And the nightcap there in Vegas, Kansas, Duke.
This is so interesting.
When the show started, Duke was a 2.5 or a 3.5-point favorite. Duke's now a 2.5-point favorite.
Here comes the money. All I know, they're going to have to stock big man for Kansas. If Duke can surround big man, I think it's pretty easy. But that's hadn't been done yet this year for Kansas. Big boy's been scoring at a clip that, pretty impressive. When was the last time you saw a number one team in the country, a dog?
It doesn't happen all that often.
In a tournament?
Doesn't happen all that often. Yeah, Hunter Dickinson is likely to feast here, but I don't think Kansas is all that good. Certainly not. I mean, I'm not in love with this Duke team either. I've told you about. I feel like the way they're built right now isn't the way to win in 2024. But I've been wrong before. I won't have any action on that one. I'll be watching though.
But who do you like though? I think Duke wins it.
I think Duke probably wins. UConn coming off their loss is against Colorado out in Maui. That is the 2:30 tip. UConn was the favorite to win. They're 15.5-point favorites
I like
tonight.
that number. They're going to punch Colorado in the nuts tonight.
Iowa State minus 8.5 against Dayton. And the Auburn Tigers. Will I be losing money on Auburn again tonight? You bet your ass. Minus 4.5 against North Carolina. Give me Auburn to get the job done. We'll be back tomorrow at 6. Fun, frivolity, and sports. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your